Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna talk about Tank and Jake's Miami press conference and exactly what our reaction was to the whole situation. We're gonna talk about Gary Antuanne Russell officially facing Andy Hiraoka, and then we're gonna get into the Virgil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin first stare down and our reaction to the whole situation. But before we get into that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,100 mark, about to hit that 3,200 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Shout out to everybody that's in the building thus far. My boy Coffee Plant in the building. What up? Bad Boom Balloon. What up? What's going on? What's going on? How we feeling today, man? Let's hit them likes. Let me go ahead and modify the comments real quick, man. Let's go ahead and modify the comments real quick. Community moderation, participation. We definitely on the road to 4K, so we got to make sure everything is correct before we step. You know what I mean? If you're not subscribed, then ain't no point in you even, getting into this conversation. I'm seeing a lot of people subscribing, then us subscribing. I don't know what's going on in all honesty, yo. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna figure it out regardless. Why would Mazuma read your comment when you're not subscribed? Facts. That's what I'm saying. It's like you just coming through to talk, or you actually trying to contribute to the channel, bro. Because we not, it's a 50-50 thing over here. And a little earlier today, man, I had put out a video talking about Gervonta Davis admitting that he's not the face of boxing and the learning lesson that Gervonta Davis fans could, learn as a result of this situation. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Bad Boom. He said, "What's good, Mazuma? Just seen a Tank versus Jake press was a bigger circus than Misfits. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. Both press conferences were corny, to be honest with you, bro. They added Alicia Baumgartner, and I predicted it. Man. I told y'all because she gave up that WBC belt, she gave up that title for no apparent reason whatsoever. That let me know that her next fight was going to be 12 rounds, 3 minutes. And that's exactly what happened because historically, the WBC has been against women for some strange reason doing 12 rounds, 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as I seen that, I said, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Because Amanda Serrano did it. She's under MVP. Alicia Baumgartner just signed with MVP. So, yeah, I seen it coming. You know what I mean? I seen it coming. And then she happens to be fighting somebody by the name. I don't even remember the name. No disrespect, to that woman whatsoever. You know what I mean? I believe she's French. She's from Quebec. She seemed pretty confident on that stage. Very well spoken, bilingual from what I understand. So, and Alicia, she was just being herself. You know what I mean? Dressing to impress, I guess. Confident as she's always has been since, I've met her, you know what I'm saying? So, good little, good press conference on their part. But in terms of Jake and Tank, it wasn't really anything new. You feel what I'm saying? I seen that Tank was shooting shots at Jay Leon Love for some strange reason. He said, oh, you went from dealing with a Hall of Famer to a YouTuber. And it's like, bro, he was dealing with Jake Paul from the beginning of the Jake Paul boxing career, bro. Like, he talking about stay over there, stay over there. Bro, Jake Paul putting money in his pockets. Of course he's going to stay over there. Like, the fuck is we even talking about? But, I seen them making little side bets, $2 million bets and all this stuff. It's the same old shit, man. Every time Jake Paul fighting one of his opponents, some type of bet is being put up. Like, it's the same script, different opponent, in my opinion. So, you know what I mean? We'll see. Lamont, hey, what up? He said, yo, you see Xander trying to fight for the WBA instead of saying Silla. We was talking about that yesterday, brother. I had Claymore Rain up here, and we was going back and forth, just chopping it up. And I was saying that if Xander Zayas is able to get that unification fight with, fuck is this nigga's name, bro? We was talking about him all yesterday. Damn, I'll be having trouble saying his name. He beat Yoenis Telez, y'all. It's not Momoa. What the fuck is his name? Barao. I'm sorry, Barao. Yeah, if he's able to get that fight with Barao and he become a unified champion before he leaves the division, or a unified champion within his second title fight at 154, that'd be huge, man. And if he doesn't end up staying at 154 after the fact, that'll make him he's going to be able to take that stock over to 160 pounds and continue to build up on his legacy, man. So, yeah, to answer your question, Lamont, yeah, we did speak about that. I think that's a brilliant idea on Xander's part. Why would he fight Giovanni Santillan? He hasn't proved anything, especially since getting knocked out by Brian Norman. You know what I mean? I felt like they was just going to use Santillan as like an easy first title defense or whatever the case is. But, Xander's hungry. Xander wants to prove himself. I know he sees the criticisms online saying that, at one point in time, he was the weakest link. As soon as he won his world title, they say he was the weakest link at 154. And obviously, he doesn't think so. He's confident in himself. He's confident in his ability. So, he wants to, stamp his name in the division before he get up out of there. Because to be honest with you, I think he's outgrowing the division. So, with that being known, if he's able to fight Barao, defeat Barao, who's a tough outing. But I do think that type of style that Barao brings, I think Xander Zayas is going to thrive against. You know what I mean? Somebody he's not going to have to look for. They're constantly going to be coming forward, trying to do some damage, and Xander could be himself. Use his legs whenever he wants to use it, volume punching, solid defense, use his feet to step around, keep making him reset, keep punching and turning, go to the body because you already know that Barao going to be there for those shots as well. I think it'll be an entertaining fight, to be honest with you. So if he's able to get Barao in Puerto Rico and Xander were to defeat him and become unified in the division, man, that'll be like I said yesterday, that'll be the definition of the tables turning, because there was a unified champion at one point in time who either him or his team or maybe both wasn't really trying to give Xander Zayas an opportunity. That's Sebastian Fundora, y'all. So Sebastian Fundora had to give up a title as a result. Xander ends up winning it after being Jorge Garcia Perez. Yoenis Tellez loses to Barao. Terrence Crawford ends up, I guess being stripped of his belt since he won the titles at 168 against Canelo. Barao elevates up to the full status champion. Xander Zayas sees that opportunity, knows that he could beat Barao. He knows that beating Barao and making himself a unified champion would drive his stock even higher. And signing with Bad Bunny and them, that's also a good move, because you tied in from a publicity standpoint with the biggest Latino star in the world right now. So Xander Zayas got a lot of good things in motion right now. And the way that he's putting all these little things together, like the shit that he's working on, if they're able to come through 100% for him, his stock is going to shoot to the next level, and I think we're going to finally have that huge Puerto Rican star that the island has been waiting for so long. Equip FC, what up? J Cash, what up? Only interesting bet Jake Paul has done with the tattoo bet was the tattoo bet with Willie. Yeah, I don't know. Then I seen Jake Paul post like a video, like an AI video of him and Tank kissing. I'm like, bro, y'all humor weird, bro. Pink people humor is super weird, bro. Like, I don't find anything funny in that, like, at all. Like, let's say Jake Paul was a woman and he did the same thing. I still wouldn't even find that funny. It's just like, so it's not like no homophobic type approach that I'm having with it. It's like, bro, why is that even necessary? Why did you feel the need to do that? How does that help you promote the fight? Like, just super weird. Then Tank pushed this nigga across the room. Tank go to step forward against Jake, and Jake backing all the way up. I'm like, bro, this is a scary ass nigga right here. Scary ass nigga, bro. I don't know how to explain it, bro. They look just super weird. Dust22, what up? What's going on? What's going on? Ralph, what up? Shout out to the 18 people that's in the building. Let me see where the likes is at. Let me see where the likes is at, man. Y'all showing love in the likes? Oh, no, 4 likes. Oh, man, y'all tripping. What is going on? Bro, niggas just sit there and watch me, bro. Like, they just sit there and just watch me. They don't even show no type of love whatsoever, man. AI is definitely crazy. I agree. I agree. AI, I think they need to put some restrictions on AI, to be honest with you, because as it's getting more advanced, it's starting to look more and more real. And before we know it, we're not going to know what's real and what's fake. For real, for real. Shout out to the boy Agent 86. He said, and the funny thing about it, people will still think that Virgil has more or just as much leverage as Xander. He won't. He doesn't. In my personal opinion, he don't even got more leverage than Xander right now. Xander has something that he doesn't. And I'm not saying that Xander got better wins than Virgil. I'm not saying he's the better fighter than Virgil. Virgil could very possibly beat Xander. He has the tools. They both talented guys. That's a very competitive fight. But when we're talking about leverage, the biggest thing that you can have on your side to have leverage in any weight class you're in is a world title. We got Virgil Ortiz, who's beat quality guys, but has an interim belt. Then we got somebody who hasn't beat as many, top guys as Virgil, but he has a world title. So having a world title is pretty much like the motherfucking equalizer in this situation. It doesn't, at this point, it don't really matter. And that's what hurts Virgil the most is he's never won a world title. Ain't that some shit? All of his peers have won world titles except for him. And like Ryan Garcia. Y'all the only two motherfuckers who ain't win no world titles yet. Rolly got world titles. Devin got world titles. Shakur got world titles. Jerron Ennis got world titles. All these motherfuckers got world titles except Virgil. Shit. Like Abdullah Mason is about to get Abdullah Mason may possibly get a world title before Virgil. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And that's why I've been saying for the longest that Golden Boy really doing that boy a disservice, to be honest with you, bro. Ain't no way Virgil shouldn't have been a world champion by now. Absolutely embarrassing, to be honest with you. My boy Ralph in the building said if Xander gets 2 belts, Virgil and them can't argue nothing if they get in negotiations again in the future. Yeah, because now the odds now Xander gonna have too much firepower on his side, and it's not even gonna be a contest as to whether Virgil's the A side or not, bro. There's no way he's gonna be the A side in this situation. No belts versus 2 belts. You ain't got Mexico backing you how the way Puerto Rico backs Xander. That's just the reality. So Virgil should have just did what I've been saying that he should have did not too long ago, and that's pull Xander card, fight the man in Puerto Rico, beat him. Do you know how much Mexico? You know how much of Virgil Ortiz fan base would have went up within the Mexican community if he went to Puerto Rico and beat a Puerto Rican fighter to become world champion? You know the rivalry that Mexico and Puerto Rico got. Mexico would look at Virgil in a totally different light if he did that. My boy Anonymous being messy in the chat. He said, looks like signing with Golden Boy ain't all that. Well, listen, what I'm going to say about Oscar is, bro, he's been a relevant promoter since, for well over damn near 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say that about Oscar. However, he is very, very, very cautious with, who he matches his fighters against. He likes to and Canelo said this about Oscar. He said that Oscar told him that, he keeps these fighters hungry, like paying them the least amount of money possible so they could keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? So he's historically known to, give fighters short change in hopes that they stay active. Very, very cautious with who he matches his fighters against. And these guys could be like William Cepeda. He was ranked at the top of every sanctioning body at one point in time. And he still hesitated to get him in there with Shakur Stevenson for a world title. So Floyd Schofield, why would we fight Shakur right now when we could be undefeated? I could keep you undefeated for 10 years. This is the shit that Oscar De La Hoya is saying. You know what I mean? He's more worried about preserving a professional boxing record than, fighting the best competition and making the best fights happen in boxing. You know what I mean? That's always been my criticism about Oscar De La Hoya from a promoter's aspect. The promoter and Oscar and the fighter and Oscar is 2 different people. You know what I mean? Because throughout his career, he took chances. You can't name any people he didn't fight during his era. He fought Shane Mosley. He fought B-Hop. He fought Tito Trinidad. He fought Ricardo Mayorga. He fought Ike Corte. He fought dog. I mean, at the end of his career, when he retired, he fought a prime Manny Pacquiao. That's Oscar De La Hoya for you. So you would think that since he did that in his professional career, that, he'll be willing to push his guys like that, from the promotional side, but he refuses to do so. He don't believe in his fighters like how he believed in himself. That's just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? And I still say to this day that he made that Tank and Ryan fight happen because he wasn't on the best of terms with Ryan. So he made sure before Ryan left Golden Boy, he left with an L. And that's just what I personally believe. And that's how a lot of these promoters move. If you're a pro fighter and you've historically had trouble with your promoter after he done invested so much money into you, before you leave or before that contract's up, he gonna do whatever he can to make sure that he hurts your reputation somehow, so you don't go out in the world and do better. And if he can't destroy you in the ring, he'll try to destroy you outside of the ring. Just like what Top Rank tried to do with Shakur and Terrence Crawford. With Terrence Crawford, they said that he wasn't a draw. And Terrence Crawford said he admitted that hurt his career. And that's why he ended up taking Top Rank to court. But, they say he wasn't a draw. And Top Rank, Bob Arum said that every time Crawford fights, he loses money on him. He could have built a house in Beverly Hills with the money he lost on Crawford, and how Crawford doesn't want to do media. And whole time Crawford like, bro, I'm willing to do these things. Y'all just want me to act a certain way when I don't want to. Like, y'all want me to act like a clown. Y'all want me to be like this shit talker, and that's not who I am. And I'm not about to do that to appease y'all. With Shakur Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson realized that, Top Rank wasn't giving him the fights that, he was looking to make throughout his career, just like a lot of fighters did previously, like Floyd Mayweather, who left Top Rank, Oscar De La Hoya left Top Rank, Miguel Cotto left Top Rank. Top Rank has historically had trouble keeping fighters after they become stars in the sport. They're good at building them up from prospect to contender to world champion, but once they get an idea of what they really worth and see that Top Rank ain't willing to pay them that much, then that's when they skate. You feel what I mean? With Shakur Stevenson, they knew that they didn't have anybody within their stable that could beat him because they knew that he was going to walk out the door. So what did they do? They tried to tarnish his reputation. Say that he don't sell no tickets, that he's a boring fighter. Remember, Tim Bradley had all this praise for Shakur, especially when they was talking about Shakur and Tank. Then, out of nowhere, Tim talking about, oh, thank God I got my coffee. Oh, good thing I got my coffee. Why was that necessary, Tim? Because Tim is a company, man. He do whatever the fuck Bob Arum and Top Rank and ESPN tell him to do. Even if it go against how he feels, he'll do it because, he'll do whatever to appease his bosses. And that's why I call Tim Bradley a coon-ass nigga to this day. You feel what I mean? So I said all of that to say, man, all these promotional companies, bro, especially Golden Boy, they some scary motherfuckers, bro. Scary, scary, scary individual. Oscar was a hell of a fighter, a courageous fighter, but a scary-ass promoter. Scared of anybody who may possibly – and when you look at Oscar De La Hoya's situation, it's like you kind of got to understand why he's taking this approach. That man done lost his biggest cash cow, Canelo Alvarez. Ever since Canelo Alvarez done left the vicinity and started doing his own thing, being a free agent and taking fights on every damn boxing platform imaginable. De La Hoya over here trying to build the next big star, and he feels like the best way he could keep these big stars or creating big stars is by keeping them undefeated. You know what I mean? But he realized that Ryan ain't had the skills. He wasn't dedicated. He's a social media boxer for the most part. Just did shit for attention. And I guess he figured he'd cash him out with Gervonta. Virgil, he sees Virgil has some, he has some potential, so that's why he's trying to keep him, winning as long as possible. I think Oscar's just looking for that Canelo replacement. That's what I think. How them tables turn. Look where Bud at now. Facts. And it's like Terrence Crawford, like Mayweather level when it comes to superstar. No, not at all. But one thing I can say is that Bud sells. Bud sells. You want to know how I know? Because Earl Spence done had all those big fights under PBC. What was the most money he ever made in his career? With Terrence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez was doing numbers. Definitely one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in the sport of boxing currently. They had that fight on HBO. I mean, not HBO. Shit, I'm tripping. Netflix. But they had 70,000 people in the Allegiant Stadium out in Las Vegas. And they had how many people watching on Netflix? Come on, man. It ain't just Canelo that they looking to watch. They looking to see Bud too. So, yeah, that shit definitely backfired on Top Rank, man. It's sad that Bob Arum ain't really see the superstar potential that Bud had because he wasn't conforming to, what promoters and media outlets think that black fighters should do, because they only request that black fighters show personality and talk trash and stir up drama. They never ask guys like Lomachenko to do it. They never ask Usyk to do it. They don't ask any type of Europeans that. I never heard nobody say to Vito Melnicki that he need to go act the fool to sell tickets. All these motherfuckers be being themselves and they sell just fine. But when it comes to black fighters, they gotta be wearing all the jewelry. They gotta wear the Cuban link chain with the bust down, Audemars baguettes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wear all that. Like, you pretty much gotta act like a rapper when you a black fighter. Tim is a Stephen A. of Top Rank. He definitely is. That's a great comparison. For sure. Both company men do whatever they can to appease their bosses, even if it means, being a sellout to their own people. And they both are really clever at attempting to play both sides of the fence. One day, Tim Bradley pushing this, this pro-black shit, and other times, then he'll shit on a black fighter for no apparent reason, or stand up for a racist, or try to degrade shit that racist people do to black people. Man, y'all be giving that N-word. Man, I couldn't believe when Tim Bradley said that, bro. I couldn't believe it. He was like, man, y'all give that N-word. Man, y'all be giving words too much power, man. As if his ancestors wasn't called that while they were being verbally abused on the plantation. You know what I mean? That don't mean anything because he ain't go through it. See, selfish idiots like Tim Bradley say shit like that. Oh man, y'all get that word. Y'all give words too much power, man. Man, I wouldn't care nobody. That don't bother me when nobody call me that. Remind me of Showbiz. He ain't talking about me because I ain't a nigga. You right. You not a nigga. You's a dumbass nigga. Get him the fuck up out of here. Get him the fuck up out of here, boss. The fuck is we even talking about? ETC Boxing, what up? He said that Tim Bradley's compromise. Respect his career, but not his analysis. Bingo. That's one thing I'll never do. I'll never disrespect Tim Bradley. Even at the time I wasn't a big fan of him. I was low-key pissed when he beat Marquez. I ain't gonna lie, because I fucked with Marquez, one of my favorite fighters of all time. But Tim Bradley was a hell of a fighter. Slept on resume, and they was talking about he don't belong in the Hall of Fame. Shit, he definitely belong in the Hall of Fame. He definitely, he not on like a motherfucking, Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis type of Hall of Fame level, but he's a Hall of Famer. He is. Y'all putting Arturo Gatti in the Hall of Fame. You can't say Tim Bradley don't belong in the Hall of Fame. It's that simple. He would have beat a lot of motherfuckers, bro. His conditioning, his will, his athleticism. Whatever happened to Jesse Hart, Sean? Apparently, he's gonna fight Khalil Cole. I heard. I don't know if that's still ongoing, but I swore that Khalil Cole and Jesse Hart fighting on Boost undercard, right? Yeah, he fighting Jesse Hart on Boost undercard. They fighting next week, brother, or in 2 weeks. When is October? October 11th is when? So that's one. Yeah, they fighting in 2 weeks, brother. That's where Jesse Hart at. He getting ready for Khalil Cole. That's a hell of a fight. I cannot fucking wait. I cannot wait till I see that fight, bro. Jesse Hart versus Khalil Cole. I'm gonna be really tuned in because that's a fucking great fight that nobody's talking about. And that's how you know these niggas don't know boxing, man. Like, I watched Jesse Hart growing up. I watched him knock people out back to back and sparring out in Joe Hand Gym down Spring Garden. You know what I mean? Back when I was a young boy. You feel what I mean? I watched him do that with my own eyes. Always had killer instinct, great finishing ability. Jesse Hart got a hell of a right hand. Khalil Cole, he could fucking punch too. I seen him knocking out Cubans in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? I seen him do damage. I seen him get beat up in one fight, then come back and avenge his loss by knockout. Khalil Cole, what makes it interesting too, Khalil Cole got a Philadelphia trainer that Jesse Hart is very familiar with. It's a lot of animosity. It's a lot of tension in the room. There's a lot of context missing from this fight right here. But yeah, it's a lot of tension in the building. I can't wait to see that fight. Coach Rel versus Greg. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and then I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Greg Hackett is training Jesse Hart for the fight. Yes. You know what I mean? So, yo, great fight. I don't think it's being spoken about enough. Hopefully, them final press conferences or whatever shed more light on the fight. I mean, that I had more people tuned in. We need to hear this, man. We need to hear this because the storyline behind that fight is very much under the radar right now. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the 23 people that's in the building. Let me check the likes, man. Let me check the likes. I think we only got 14 likes. Let me see where we at. Let me see where we at. We got 14 likes. Let's get the likes up, people. Let's get at least 20. Let's get at least 20 people. Let's tap in. Let's tap in. Support the channel, man. We trying to get somewhere with this channel, man. I'm a little bit behind right now, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to get the 4K by the end of the year, man. Or at least get as close to it as possible. The press conference is going to be 2 days before the fight. That's very true, Terrence. Unfortunately, that is true. But you could get a little bit of attention with, with a little viral clip or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? You can get some attention in 48 hours. Them motherfucking them detectives on TV be solving murder cases in 48 hours. You can promote a fight in 48 hours, brother. That's enough time. I mean, I wish you could have more time, but that's enough time to get a few more people watching. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to that fight. These fights that's coming up, I'm extremely excited for. October 11th, of course. October 10th at Pivot Boxing Academy, we got an amateur show. I'm excited for that. October 11th, Jaron Ennis, Louise Malima. I think that's going to be an early stoppage, but I think it's going to be a sensational show. Khalil Cole, Jesse Hart. I don't know who's going to win that fight. You know what I mean? I think it's going to come down to how much Jesse Hart got left, because with his experience, his physical attributes, he can make things very difficult for Khalil Cole. But Khalil Cole just came off of a spectacular win. Avenged the loss and dominated with a phenomenal jab. Beat him up with a jab. You know what I mean? So is he going to be able to carry that same momentum in to the fight with Jesse Hart, who's, been at the top of 168 outside of winning the title, was a top contender at 168, competed at 175, faced some of the best 68s, faced some of the best 75s. He came up short in a few of them, Joe Smith, Gilberto Ramirez twice, but, that's somebody who, is an absolute dog in there, in my opinion. And if Khalil Cole ain't ready for war, might be a long night for him. Oh shit, y'all getting heated. Y'all getting heated in the comments about Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley, man. Great fighter. But I don't really fuck with him as a commentator, bro. That's all. Ain't no disrespect. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be watching his channels because some of them videos he be putting on be be entertaining. But the thing with me is I could watch something and enjoy it, and at the same time know that it's bullshit. You know what I mean? When I seen him made that video about Tio and Jaron Ennis and how Tio could beat Jaron Ennis, he did come out later and said that he was, just trolling or whatever the case is. But I was laughing. I was genuinely entertained, but I knew the nigga was capping. And I knew that he was trying to just, push a narrative in order to, make Top Rank look good, in a sense. You feel what I mean? So that's who Tim is. Tim, one of them motherfuckers that he get told what to do, and then he sit back and he create the angles to make it seem like it's a legit take. When the whole time we know you just being a company man and just trying to stick up for Top Rank and, at the time ESPN. We know what you're doing. Yeah. It's a good fight, man. Speaking of good fights, it looks like the return of Gary Antuanne Russell is amongst us. According to, sources, from what just dropped today during the, around the time that Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis just had their Miami press conference, Gary Antuanne Russell will be facing Andy Hiraoka November 14th on Tank and Jake Paul's undercard. I guess he's defending his WBC 140-pound title. Wait, is it a WBC? Yeah. Or is it? This is WBA. No, the WBC is Super L. The WBA. I'm sorry. But the WBA title, man, that's a hell of a fight. That's a hell of a fight, man. What can I say? Andy Hiraoka is number one. Andy Hiraoka is number one in the division. I mean, the number one ranked contender in the WBA. You know what I mean? For Gary Antuanne's title, Gary is gladly taking on the competition. And I remember seeing Andy Hiraoka back when he beat the old man Ismael Barroso, the dude who gave Rolly Romero trouble. You know what I mean? What was that dude name that he knocked out from the UK? That black dude. Oh man, I'm gonna figure that out right now. So Ismael Barroso had knocked out. What the fuck is his name? O'Hara Davies. Yeah, I remember seeing that. You know what I mean? First round type shit. And I remember the John between Hiraoka. I remember seeing a fight with Hiraoka and Ismael Barroso. I mean, Hiraoka could fight, man. First of all, Hiraoka, he look like he mixed with something. What's going on with these Japanese dudes that they just be darker and they be kind of having like some minority features, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I was looking at Andy Hiraoka. I know some Dominicans that look like Andy Hiraoka. But anyways, I was watching a dude fight, man, and you could tell he tall and rangy. You know what I mean? Like, he got a very, very he has very unpredictable timing on his jab, and it's a fast jab too. Oh, he's Japanese and Ghanaian. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. I'm watching this dude. I'm like, yo, he kind of dark. Like, what the fuck? Why this nigga darker than me? What the fuck? I was so confused. So, okay, he got family from Ghana. Shout out to my Ghanaians out there. That's fire. But he got some athleticism. He got some good footwork. He got good in and out movement. It seems like whenever Barroso was trying to close the gap on him, he was out of the way. Then he'll find his way back in range, and he knows exactly where to place his jabs. He got a fast jab. He got unpredictable timing on his jab, and he's not very active from what I've seen, but he likes to throw straight shots, and he seems to be pretty accurate for the most part, and that could give somebody like Gary Antuanne trouble, especially when they're attempting to find their way inside, or if they try to jump in with a shot. Hiraoka might be the type of dude who will get out of the way, in a few situations, and then beat him to the punch in a situation and make Antuanne reset all over again. Gary Antuanne looked absolutely phenomenal in his latest performance against Rayo Venezuela. It was one of my favorite performances that I've seen around that time frame. And one thing about Gary Antuanne, he has that athleticism, the power, explosiveness. He got hand speed. He got a little bit of everything. Great. He's always in great shape from what I've seen. Very aggressive. Can get a little reckless at times, and that may help Andy Hiraoka in some moments, because I think there's going to be moments where he may be able to successfully tame Gary Antuanne. But with Antuanne, in my opinion, I think he's the more active fighter. You know what I mean? I think he's the more active fighter. And I think that and Hiraoka has this terrible tendency of pulling straight back, whenever somebody's looking to, press forward, you know what I mean, or throw combinations going forward. He pulls straight back. And against somebody like Gary Antuanne, you don't really want to do that too much. You know what I'm saying? He could land some straight shots while you going backwards, and you may possibly, get knocked down as a result of it, or you just don't want this man to land them significant shots on you while you're going backwards, because that could be the reason why you lose a round. You know what I mean? So I see both ways that both of these guys can give each other trouble. This is a phenomenal fight. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm gonna definitely tune in for the Jake Paul and Tank fight just to see how both of those guys perform against each other, because that's a slept-on banger right there. You know what I'm saying? So I see ways that Gary Antuanne could win. I'm pulling for him to win. I think he's very capable of winning. I might have him as a favorite over Andy Hiraoka. But Hiraoka could, if his time is on point that night, he could disrupt a lot of the moments where Antoine's looking to initiate some type of combinations. I'm sorry. When I could see moments where Hiraoka could disrupt Antuanne initiating some combinations. I don't know if that's what I said. I'm tired, bro. I'm sorry. I'm tired of shit. But yeah, man, I could see moments where Hiraoka could frustrate Antuanne and give Antuanne some trouble, initiating his offense. You know what I mean? I could see moments where Gary Antoine's outworking Hiraoka and making Hiraoka go backwards and getting caught with straight shots going backwards. Like I could see these things happening. And it's a great competitive fight. I like it. These are fights that need to be spoken about. You know what I mean? That need to be the fight to take over the show. That need to be the fight that's going, steal the fans. You know what I mean? Where, that need to be the fight that all the fans are talking about when they leave in the arena. You feel what I mean? Not the bullshit that we're going to be seeing in the main event. But, you know what I mean? Hopefully we get some, some real good fights on the undercard that'll stand out more than the Tank Jake fight. So that way that can convince, casual boxing fans to give boxing another chance, and they could slowly convert the hardcore fans. You never know. You know what I mean? Shout out to the 25 people that's in the building. Let me see where we at. We got 17 likes. That's absolutely disgusting, y'all. That's absolutely disgusting. What is we doing out here in these streets? People? Who you got if Tank and Shakur were to heaven, bro? I don't even care to talk about that. Because if Tank ain't answering those Shakur questions, why am I answering it for him? It don't even make sense. That man don't want to fight. There ain't no point in talking about it. I'll talk about it if they find a way to solidify it. If they don't find a way to solidify it, bro, then I'm just wasting my breath, brother. No disrespect to you, y'all, sir. You know I fuck with you, but it's like, bro, why we constantly gotta talk in circles and bring up, breakdowns of Shakur and Tank, bro. Tank not even worried about Shakur. He was like, oh man, y'all just need to be boxing fans and just enjoy what we doing, man. Shakur just fought, right? Yeah. You see how he looked? Y'all ain't criticize him. Y'all don't criticize him. You don't criticize him, but y'all criticize me. Like, bro, Shakur looked phenomenal against Cepeda. Nigga, what is you talking about? Shakur did some sensational shit against Cepeda. And you want people to criticize Shakur for what? He won. Your last fight, you didn't win. You ain't lose, but you didn't win either. So who you think we more likely to criticize? The motherfucker who ducked the rematch that he may have very much lost in the first fight? Or the motherfucker who, stood his ground, went toe-to-toe with one of the biggest volume punches in boxing and outlanded him, outclassed him? Who we going to criticize more? The motherfucker who ducking. Short bus buddy got issues, I understand. I don't even like to talk about that type stuff because, I got a son. I wouldn't want anybody to ever bring that up about my son or, anything like that. But I heard him say at the press conference, he said, that's how stupid Gervonta is, right? That's how uneducated he is, how ignorant he is. He went and told Jake Paul, he was like, hey, man, I don't do no talking, brother. I don't do no talking. I'm going to let you take the high road. I'm going to take the low one. Huh? I'm gonna let you take the high road. I'm gonna take the low one. Nigga, what? What the fuck does that even mean? And Jake Paul was like, I'm pretty sure he meant, I'm sure he meant it the other way around, but whatever. And that shit just went over everybody's head. I'm like, bro, this nigga Tank really just fucked up a whole cliche. You're gonna take the low road. If you take the low road, Tank, that means that you're gonna go about it in the worst way possible. And if somebody takes the high road, that means they letting shit slide, they letting it go. They're going about things the positive way. If you take the low road, but Tank in his head, he thought taking the low road means that, he went about it positively. Yeah, he said the phrase completely wrong. He's an idiot. And an idiot nigga like Jake Paul calling you an idiot, that's a bad John. This is a room of stupid motherfuckers trying to prove that they trying to make it seem like they smart. But everybody sound dumb in there. Everybody except Brian Custer sound dumb as a motherfucker in there. Bro just went off on KO on Twitter. No, you didn't. You lying. You lying. Why I don't see it? Why you capping, Yasir? You capping? No, you didn't. What you talking about? For real? Oh, he do delete tweets, so you might be right. This nigga Tank just posted a picture of Ali in the exhibition with the wrestler. And he said maybe if they reach that top level, people will be calling their name. Like, bro, Ali did that when he was already an all-time great. Floyd did it when he was an all-time great. Bro, you're not on that fucking level. Y'all niggas be misconstruing popularity with being great. There's a lot of popular ass boxers out here that are fucking ass. And you fighting one of them. You're fighting one of them. A nigga who's popular, but he's a fucking nobody. Y'all actually got a lot in common. No wonder why y'all got, y'all generating so much attention. Y'all both some famous nobodies. Y'all niggas is underachieving popular niggas. That's what y'all is. He was going off on Ray. That's what the fuck Ray get, because he be funny and shit like that, but the nigga's like a top tier dick eater. At one point in time, I had him muted on Twitter because he was always talking some bullshit. You weird ass nigga. Wasn't he supposed to spar Sean Porter? What happened? Goofy ass nigga couldn't get nobody to cover his shift at the forklift company. Nigga couldn't get nobody to take his shift. Man, I gotta spar Sean Porter, man. Shut up and pick up that motherfucking pallet, nigga. Pick up that pallet on that forklift, fuck, nigga. Yes, sir. Tank is the NBA young boy of boxing. I mean, in terms of like influence, I see what you're saying. In terms of like influence amongst like the younger generation, that's a fair comparison. You know what I mean? Wait, y'all see it tripping. I know he ain't just say that. He said, this nigga said, bro got beat up by a Love Island bad bitch. This nigga called Tommy Fury a bad bitch? That's hilarious. He need to run it back with bro instead of fighting Lil Tank. Well, from what I heard, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Jake Paul was trying to run that shit back with Tommy, but Tommy pretty much said, fuck him. He don't want to give him another opportunity. Shout out to Tommy Fury, though, man. That's the content creator slayer. You know what I mean? The content creator slayer. That man beat Jake Paul and KSI. He just need to go ahead and retire. That's like the social media version of Bud beating Spence and Canelo. Yeah. Tommy Fury might be the fucking Terrence Crawford of social media boxing. They should have given that nigga a world title. I'm trying to tell you, that boy Tommy Fury, he beat up the two biggest social media boxers in the game. And, was pretty much said, fuck him and went about his business. Shout out to the boy Tommy Fury, man. The greatest content creating boxer of all time. The greatest part-time boxer of all time is Tommy Fury, yo. And they got KSI and Jake Paul. Took both of their O's, right? Wasn't KSI undefeated? Oh, I'm tripping. That nigga KSI 1-1. Yo, that nigga is shitty. Rolling with the punches. What up, brother? The content creator slayer. Facts. Trying to tell you. Ain't none of them nigga top tier bad bitch. Listen, Tommy Fury just need to go ahead and retire, bro. Like, you ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody. You the greatest. My boy gonna retire what? 11-0? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he just fought recently. Okay. He took a 2-year layoff after he beat KSI. He beat a 6-0 and a 1-0 back to back. Come on, man. Jake Paul in February, KSI in October the same year? Oh, yeah. Tommy Fury is the greatest part-time boxer that I've ever seen. This nigga be on boxing really his side quest, and he still be frying niggas. Like, shout out to the Fury. Shout out to Tommy Fury, man. Might be the only Fury I fuck with for real. I don't know who Chibu is. Who's that, agent? George said, Mazuma, can I get your opinion on my last comment? Sure, if you send a super chat. Say, no, I'm just fucking with you, George. Let me go ahead. Let me see. He says, I got a question, bro. Do you think these type of events are good for boxing, or do you think these big boxing events have no place in boxing? I already spoke on this, but just for the sake of you being a huge supporter of the channel and a consistent supporter of the channel, I'll go out of my way to explain it again. It has their pros and their cons. You know what I mean? And I see both sides of the coin. For one, they can say that these big fight, and what you mean, you know what I mean? You ain't got to water it down, brother. When you say these type of events, you talking about the WWE shit that's currently going on in boxing. Jake Paul, Tank, you know what I mean? And whatever, you know, all these other fights that Jake Paul done had, you know, these circus acts or whatever the case is, that's what you mean, the WWE shit. Are these type of events good for boxing? I can see both sides of the coin, right? I can see in one way that it's good for boxing because, you know, it's on Netflix. So all you need is a Netflix subscription. And there's millions of people that have Netflix subscriptions. So it's putting boxing on a platform that is accessible for millions of people to watch, right? And from there, you know what I mean? It might be a family just chilling on a Saturday night. They ain't got nothing else to do. You know, they see that there's some boxing on. So they click and they tune in. They actually like what they're seeing. And they'll want to continue watching boxing as a result of that. So that's one way that it could be a pro. However, there are people who are a little bit more hard. There's people that's more observant out there. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be people that look at this and be like, why is Jake Paul fighting Gervonta Davis? Why is this bigger guy fighting this guy that's so much smaller? Why is this even a big deal? Is this what boxing is coming to? If so, I don't. Why would I even watch this? This is like fake shit. You know what I mean? So it could help boxing by getting more eyes on it and having casual fans, you know, create some type of you know, it could put a situation together where a casual fan could, you know, become a devoted fan to boxing. Yeah, it's possible, but it could also taint boxing because it could create a new perception of boxing that, you know, is no longer about, you know, real fighters fighting the best fighters. Now it's about, you know, now it's just watered down where it's just strictly for entertainment purposes and we get circus shows like this. You know what I mean? So it could help, but it could also hurt boxing. It just depends on how, you know, the fan perceives it. Some people will be okay with watching this type of shit. There's going to be people that's not going to be okay with watching this shit. So it could help, it could hurt. Me personally, I think this hurts boxing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on the side where it's like, okay, it's generating a lot of money. Okay, you know, these guys are getting a check. It is what it is. I'll never stop nobody from making their money. However, when you're doing these when you hear these press conferences, you hear Jake Paul talking about how, you know, people are always doubting him and, you know, they're not going to give him any credit for this, as if we're supposed to fucking give him credit for fighting a lightweight when he's a cruiser/heavyweight fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like we're supposed to just give him credit for this. Like the entitlement and the arrogance of Jake Paul is absolutely insane. You know what I mean? He also goes on to say that this is going to be the toughest fight of his career, which should be he should be absolutely ashamed that that's if a one, you know, for all these dudes, MMA fighters, former world champions, If this happens to be your toughest fight to date, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Absolutely ashamed of yourself. Thomas Hill, what up? Social media is hurting boxing more than these exhibitions. I think they go hand in hand. I think social media is the reason why these exhibitions are happening. Without social media, Jake Paul wouldn't have a platform to do this fight with Gervonta Davis. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. They go hand in hand, brother. Terrence Smith said boxing needs the eyes. Boxing used to be the number one sport in the U.S. in the 80s. As long as we get the right balance and enough real elite boxers to get the limelight, we should be in a good space. Okay, I see what you're saying. But there's not many boxing events that's going on right now in boxing that is getting a Netflix platform. You know what I'm saying? Not I mean Crawford. Man, hopefully, Netflix invest more into boxing because that'll be a huge thing. Imagine if Top Rank signs a deal with Netflix. That'll be absolutely phenomenal. I would love to see that. That might bring boxing back to the forefront, to be honest. But like I said, if we're getting like the best fighting the best on Netflix and all that, then yeah, I will be a huge proponent of that going on, and that definitely will give boxing the eyes that it needs. But like I said, there's gonna be eyes watching this circus show between Jake and Tank. They're like, oh, this is what boxing comes to. They don't even respect weight classes anymore. I'm trying to tell you, I had a homie come up to me who don't watch boxing. He was like, yo, this Jake Paul and Tank thing, like that's real? I'm like, yeah, bro. I didn't even want to talk about it. I was like, yeah, bro. He was like, they're nowhere near the same weight. I'm like, yeah, I know. He was like, he just fought Mike. I'm like, yeah, I know. he like, so now he's about to fight him. What weight are they fighting at? Tank can't get up that high. I'm like, yeah, that's the problem behind this fight. That's why I don't support it. He like, is this what boxing come to? So I know I'm not tripping when I say that this could hurt boxing just as much as it helps it. Because you got somebody who don't even watch boxing knowing that this is a fucking clown show. And, with him not really knowing what else is going on with the sport, this is all that he sees. He's like, is this what boxing's coming to? Like, this is boxing now? It's shameful, bro. It's shameful. I'll be watching podcasts of dudes who don't really watch boxing just to hear sometimes I like to listen to what casual boxing fans are saying. You know what I mean? Because it'll let me know whether it's a fight that's interesting or, if casual boxing fans are talking about a hardcore fight, then that's how you know it's going to do some type of numbers. I like to hear what casuals got to say about shit. And they saying the same shit like boxing's the new WWE. That's what they saying. Why is a heavyweight fighting a lightweight? It's so you don't even need to know the sport in its entirety to know that there's some bullshit they doing right now. He just did that with Donza. What you mean? What you mean, Tego? You know Donza? T said one thing I read about TKO is that they're trying to land the TV deal. They feel the traditional route is better than the app. In this era, I disagree, bro. There's not many people nowadays who actually have cable anymore. Do y'all have? I want to ask the 26 people that's in the chat. Do y'all still have cable? Like, do y'all still have cable, or do y'all just be streaming shit? Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been living here damn near 2 years. I've never gotten cable in here and have been able to watch everything. Go 787 says no. AJ86 says no. Yeah, I do, but through an app. So that's an app. Big Dog, he said, I got to cancel my cable. I have YouTube TV. I got YouTube Premium. I thought because I had YouTube Premium that I had YouTube TV, but apparently they two different things. Gary should have been the co-main event, not Alicia. I hear what you're saying, Terrence. However, Alicia is an MVP fighter, so they're gonna give those privileges to MVP fighters. They're not gonna put a PBC fighter as a co-main event over an MVP fighter, especially if they're both champions. It is what it is. That's just politics for you. My mom still has cable. You live with your mom, brother? Well, the reason why I asked that is because if TKO is looking to do the traditional route, that may hurt them because not many people have cable anymore. And if you're trying to stop people from, streaming shit, you'll never be able to stop streaming shit. You know what I mean? That's just not gonna happen. As many times as they're knocking down websites, people are creating them. It is what it is. I think streaming is the best new way to get people to watch boxing. Everybody has a phone. Everybody knows how to download apps. Bro, I have a job where I got to interact with people through, mobile devices at times. And I know people, I work with customers in their 60s or 70s who know how to go to an app store and download an app. That may be that's just the new wave. I don't know if traditional TV is really the wave at this point. You know what I mean? On some real shit, if y'all in the Philadelphia area, I could get y'all a streaming service that will give you thousands of channels for a fraction of the price of a cable company. And I don't even got that at my crib, but I know people who tapped in with that shit. If y'all interested, let me know. Yeah, Alicia just signed with MVP. MVP been signing female fight. They taking over the female boxing game for sure. The only one they couldn't seem to really get was Clarissa. I mean, I still think she was Salida, but I wouldn't be surprised if, further down the line, Clarissa Shields signs with MVP or does some type of business with them. On some real shit, Clarissa might, she should hang it up soon, for real, because she done accomplished everything you needed to accomplish in boxing. And there ain't nobody in her weight division that's going to give her smoke anyway, especially at heavyweight. Oh, she left Salida? Okay, so is she a free agent? Clarissa need to go ahead and do some Devin Haney shit. What that mean? What that mean? Do some Devin Haney shit. What you mean by that, Terrence? But MVP, they signed some really good female fighters. I'm trying to tell you, that girl, Tam Tebow, that middleweight, who's being ranked in all these different sanctioning bodies right now, tall ass southpaw, Canadian girl. She look like she mixed. She is nice. I'm telling you, she nice. I've been trying to get her on the channel for I don't know how long, but I don't know, bro. She be giving motherfuckers a hard time for them interviews. But oh yeah, speaking of that, I'm gonna be reaching out to Rachel Donaire soon, man. I'm loading up my clips, getting ready for that Nonito Donaire interview, man. I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Because I'm putting a lot of work. I'm putting a lot of work into this Nonito Donaire interview, man. I want this to be something that, is gonna be remembered. And I'm just trying to build my catalog of fighters that I've done interviews with. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's been what? I had a few. Bill Haney, Bomac, Tito Mercado, Rolly Romero. Who else? I don't even know. Mike Fox, of course, contender at 154. I had a Tifo Burlington. Did I say Breadman? I think I said Breadman. I might be able to get Junkyard Dog on here. I'm gonna try to get Aaron Peterson on here. Junkyard Dog, JYD. Oh yeah, I had Brian Norman Sr. Yeah, I done had a few. I had some good names. Definitely had some good names. But that Nonito Donaire interview coming soon. You fuck with JYD? I don't know how, but I've never met him. I've never come across JYD. Bro, you know I be everywhere, bro. Everywhere. I've never met him. He like the only motherfucker from Philly I haven't met yet. Ain't that some shit? You should do a Jake Paul one. Shit, bro. Jake Paul don't fuck with these small boxing channels, bro. I'm a small channel, cuz like I don't even see him really doing interviews with boxing channels, period. It seems like he be doing like the commercial shit. Like I seen him do like Piers Morgan and stuff like that. Like I think the only time he do interviews with like small boxing channels is when he do like press conferences and shit. You think that a Bash Barao Xander fight happen? I mean, I hope so, Ghost. Cause I know Ghost. I'll tell you what, if it do happen, I know you're gonna be a happy motherfucker. That boy Ghost 787, the biggest Xander Zayas fan, bro. I fuck with that shit, bro. But if he able to unify, I know Ghost gonna be a happy motherfucker, bro. Real shit. Oh, okay, Terrence. I see what you're saying. Devin don't really sign long term with no promoter. It'd be a fight by fight basis. I mean, yeah, if you want Clarissa to take the Devin Haney route, that'd definitely be smart. It's just like my whole thing is with Clarissa, who is out there to beat? Who is out there for Clarissa to beat that's like gonna generate some type of revenue or anything like that? He thought him and Ortiz was brothers. Nah, bro, they just both got alopecia, bro. That's all. They don't even look alike. You know what I mean? But I'd seen them. They made a video together the other day, so it was pretty cool to see that. Everybody that I done heard, like I done spoke to so many people who know who JYD is, and they always talk about how good of a person he is. So yeah, bro. Clarissa got to move down. I don't know. I think she just got comfortable at that weight. She got real comfortable at that weight. I just don't see her coming down. Cause and it's like, why should she? Like, why should she? Like, who is down there? Savannah Marshall, she beat her. Motherfucking Hannah Gabriels beat her. What was the other girl name? Uh, 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 forgot her fucking name, but she beat all of them. She beat all of them. You know what I mean? It's not like she could drain herself down to go fight Alicia Baumgartner. Alicia is small. She really small, real petite. Clarissa, she a thicker John. Like she be healthy as hell at 175, 180. Like she thick. You feel what I'm saying? So she could get away with that type of shit. You know, and she could still be in dog shape while she doing it. She got them type of genetics, but Alicia, she's small, man. She probably walk around the highest, like high 40s. You hope she fights Shadesha. Man, Clarissa beat the dog shit out of Shadesha Green, bro. Shadesha's strong. She could punch. But she ain't got no gas tank, man. Clarissa gonna stand. She not, man. Clarissa got too much skills, too much speed, superior IQ, all that. These girls can't really fuck with Clarissa for real. And the thing about Clarissa that she's so good that it's a curse because these females that she be beating be good. She just be on so much of a different level than them that people just chalk them fighters up to being bums. Shadesha lost to the John that Clarissa beat early in her career. I forgot her name. She got cheated by that strong ass Mexican dude. The fuck was her name? My dad was on live with her one time, but I forgot her name. Her name is Franchon Cruz Dezern. Yeah. Franchon beat on Shadesha Green. Easy. Whooped her ass. Showed her that power wasn't everything. What you think Clarissa gonna do to her? Clarissa gonna embarrass Shadesha. They should just won a world title though, I think. But she nowhere near Clarissa level, bro. Nowhere near it. Damn, that's crazy. She got the IBF and the WBO. As a matter of fact, Clarissa, you might have to go back down there. You might have to go back down there because at heavyweight, I think heavyweight in female boxing is like 175. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Let me see where Clarissa at. Clarissa, her last fight was at 174. Man, you better take your ass to 168 and take them belts off of Shadesha Green. She a goddamn unified champ. You better not let her slide like that. And for real, you skipped 168, Clarissa. You fought a couple times at 168. You actually made your debut at 168. But you went to 160 and then just jumped right up to heavyweight. Oh, no. Bring your ass down to 68 and punch on Shadesha, please. Oh, Terrence Smith, you trying to get me in trouble, cuz. But I'm going to answer it just because I fuck with you, bro. Says Mazuma off boxing topic. Who look better in their prime, Alicia or Layla? Let me look at Layla. You going to get me in trouble, though, man. To be honest with you, I think Layla looked better after boxing than she did while she was in boxing. That's just my opinion. I think she looked better after boxing. I think she got better with age. Layla, I'm gonna say Alicia. You know what? Layla might have been prettier. Layla might have been prettier than Alicia, but Alicia was more attractive. Y'all get what I'm saying? I don't know. That's a tough one. Cause Layla definitely, she still look all right. She's aged very well. I'm looking at pictures of her right now. She definitely was pretty, but she had the motherfucking what she had like cornrows in her hair when she was boxing. Yeah, she definitely was pretty. I think she was pretty. She may have been pretty, like face wise. She was prettier than Alicia, but Alicia got like, I don't know. She got like she got more swag. I don't know how to explain that shit. But like Layla got she's prettier, but I feel like Alicia is more attractive. I feel like you could be. You ever seen like a pretty bitch when you had no swag? Not saying that's who Layla is. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. That's hard to explain. Y'all niggas tripping in the comments. That's the furthest I'm gonna take it. Y'all niggas got me in trouble last time with the WWE divas and shit. I'm cool. Yeah, y'all got me in trouble with the WWE divas the last time. I'm cool. Mark saying she looked too much like her father. Yo, I ain't say that at all. Yo, there's this gnat flying around here and it's driving me crazy, bro. And he's purposely like flying right in front of me, like he not going nowhere else but in my face, and I'm about to lose my mind, bro. I'm trying to keep it cool, but I'm gonna end up earthing this nigga. Clarissa looked like every girl I see on the train. Yo, that's fucked up. I do think Clarissa has made herself look better as she got more money. I'm gonna say that. Kind of like Glorilla. Y'all seen Glorilla? She looked absolutely beat the fuck down. Then as soon as she get a couple dollars, she start doing some self improvement. Clarissa fixed her teeth and all that. She wearing like, she's starting to like her hair. I guess like her hair look, she's doing a better job with her hair. I ain't saying nothing about Clarissa. I don't find her really attractive. Nah, ain't nobody punching on me, sir. But you know, when a woman upset, they got a way of making you feel bad. You know what I mean? But Layla Ali would like I said, I think she started to look better when she was done with boxing. She always had a pretty face though. Oh shit, never mind that. Um, always had a pretty face, but Alicia, I don't know. I find Alicia to be more attractive. I don't know, but you know, I'm gonna say fuck Alicia because she a drug cheat. Y'all seen that? Y'all seen that? Yeah, y'all thought I forgot. Give a fuck how good she looked. Fuck you mean, nigga? Yeah. Y'all niggas thought I forgot. Y'all be trying to forget that shit so bad. I put out a couple tweets and Alicia started talking about suing niggas. Alicia was like, I got a good lawyer. I was like, okay. Fuck, we all do. Fuck is you talking about? Alicia, the baddest female boxer of all time. Is she? I don't know. I guess it comes to preference. Ebony Britt. I ain't even about to do this with y'all. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. Uh, Mazuma, who the weakest champ in every division from 130 up? Great question. At 130, let's look at it. Let me have the number. I want to have the names in front of me. Let's have the names in front. Let's start with 130. So Eduardo Nunez, Lamont Roach, Oshaki Foster, Emmanuel Navarrete. I'm gonna say, do y'all think Sugar Nunez the weakest champion at 130, or is it Navarrete? I feel like Navarrete done whooped plenty of ass at 30, so I don't know if he's the weakest one. Uh, sure. I mean, but damn, but Sugar dangerous though. He be flatlining shit. You say Navarrete, but Navarrete don't fuck niggas up though. Like Navarrete was on a run. He been whooping ass. Valdez, he lost the Baron check, but that was at 35. He got a draw against Conceição, so he's slipping a little bit, but he went on a nice little run. Beat up on Joet, beat up on Pitufo as Christopher Diaz, Ruben Villa, Isaac Dogbay twice. I remember that. I think Isaac Dogbay won his title in Philly. Yep. I think Isaac Dogbay won his Isaac Dogbay won his world title in Philadelphia. I think against who was it? Magdaleno. But he is kind of. I'm looking at box rec right now. Navarrete is kind of slipping. He had a loss, a draw, then a no contest in his last fight. Nunez, dang, I was gonna say thank you for the blessings. Sugar Nunez dangerous. I ain't gonna do Sugar like that. So we gonna say Navarrete to, just off of momentum right now. Ooh, Mark Magsayo, he got the number one in the WBC. Oshaki versus Mark Magsayo would be a good one. I like Mark Magsayo though. 135. If we looking at the weakest champion, obviously is Raymond Mortataya, because you got Gervonta, Mortataya, and Shakur. You know what I mean? So Oh, I got his ass. Bitch. I killed that nigga, y'all. Now go tell your homies. Let me bringing your pussy ass around here. You heard? I will body every one of y'all. I had killed all y'all niggas this past summer, but y'all want to come back around when it's starting to get cold. Fuck out of here. Anyways, yeah, that was me talking to a gnat. So what, nigga? Raymond Mordetaya, weakest at 35. 140, Hitchens, Antuanne, Subrel, T.O. Hitchens. I'm gonna say Hitchens, yo. I don't give a fuck with nobody. Say y'all niggas can call me a hater. I really don't care. T.O. not the weakest at 140. He not weaker than Hitchens. I don't think so. Because he got more credible wins than Hitchens at 140. Well, just in general. So I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say T.O. weaker than Hitchens. Hitchens gotta prove himself. Hitchens won that world title. He ain't do nothing. Wait. You said damn, where's it at? Where's that question at? Oh yeah. From 130 up. So what you want me to go all the way up to heavyweight Ghost? Wait, why was we talking about Ryan? I'm confused. We're saying the weakest champions, yo. Weakest champions. Stay focused. 147, Lewis Crocker, Rolly, Barrios, Norman. Man, Barrios. Fuck out of here. That nigga Lewis Crocker better than Barrios. And yeah, me saying Hitchens is the weakest champ or the worst champ at 40, that's no disrespect. It's just a lot of smoke at 40. Barrios the weakest, bro. That nigga Lewis Crocker. Shout out to my nigga Lewis Crocker. He gonna pack. He'll pack Barrios up. Bum ass. He started fucking on Brandon Figueroa and Omar Figueroa's sister, and the nigga done lost all his boxing ability. She done sucked all that shit up out of him. All right. Bakram Mordazaliev, Abbas Barao, Sebastian Fundora, and Xander Zayas. Barao. And Boo's ranked number 1 in the WBA and the WBC. Holy shit. All right. And number 2 at WBO. Somebody gonna have to fight the nigga, bro. Jesus Christ, he putting himself in position. 160, John Beck, Lara Adames. Okay. John Beck, Lara Adames. I don't want to disrespect Lara, bro. But he is older. That's crazy that they say Yo-Yo will never fight Lara, right? They said Yo-Yo will never fight Lara, but he ranked number 1 in Lara's sanctioning body. That's crazy. Yo-Yo ranked number 1 in the WBA right now. That's interesting. They got him ranked number 1. So I'm gonna say Lara. No disrespect to Lara though. And it's impressive that he's the oldest active champion in boxing right now. So 168, there's only one champion at 168. Man, shout out to Terrence Crawford, bro. Go. We don't even gotta have that discussion. Ain't that something? We don't even gotta have that discussion. That's why Undisputed is so necessary. Bivol, Benavidez at 75, we gotta say Benavidez. For the moment. Because Bivol got a bigger win at 75 than Benavidez. Can't cap. Jai Opatai, Gilberto Ramirez, Badu Jack. Badu Jack. A younger Badu Jack, probably be a different conversation. Usyk. Shout out to Alexander Usyk. Go. That was a pretty easy one, actually. The hardest one probably was 140 for real. But no disrespect to Hitchens, bro. I'll be criticizing Hitchens, but I would love to interview Hitchens, to be honest with you. I would love to do a Richardson Hitchens interview. Because everybody be thinking, oh, fuck with Hitchens. But the reality is, I wanna fuck with Hitchens, but he just do certain shit that piss me off. That's all. Yo, it feels good as shit outside right now. Like it's nighttime, but it's like no wind. It got like a warm little temperature going on. I wish I ain't have a motherfucking job, bro. I'd have been out here driving around the city. Oh man, that's my favorite thing to do, by the way, y'all. I love to take rides around the city, bro. I love to take rides around the city, listen to music, shit. Slide down to 95, go to different areas. Sometimes I'll just be like, I'll be going to like where the rich people live, looking at their houses, just getting motivated and shit. I used to do that shit. Sometimes I creep over to Jersey. It don't really, I mean, it get cold during the winter, but it's not like, it don't be like, we don't be getting like below zero type shit. I'm from Philly. I creep over to Jersey and shit where them rich people be living at. Be looking at them mansions. I'll be like, damn. Like I never really cared to be like this ultra successful, multi-million billionaire. I just always wanted to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But I be looking at these houses. I be like, damn, I would love to live in one of these joints. But I swear to God, that's what I do. Then I'll go out like Gladwin, PA. That's like where the rich people like Teddy Pendergrass lived over there, Allen Iverson. Like you had to have bread to live. Man, I'll drive over there. I'll just be getting super motivated, bro. I be looking at these expensive ass condos that like Joel Embiid be living there. I be getting motivated, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He said they be having speed bumps. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the speed bumps though. But when you on 95, there ain't no speed bumps, so I just be sliding. Boom, 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 boom. I'll be out, bro. Have I watched Hiraoka? Yeah, I already done get. Shout out to the boy Barack. I already done gave my opinion on Hiraoka. I like his speed. I like his hand speed. I like his jab. I like how he understands distance. He got a good understanding of distance. He does have some flaws, but he look like he got solid power, good accuracy. It looked like his power is like based around accuracy, like putting his punches in the right place. You know what I mean? And he a little bit sneaky with his counters, especially on the back foot. Yeah, but he seems solid though. That's gonna be a good one. It's definitely gonna be a good one. What you mean, Terrence? What you talking about? I listen to everything. I tell you what, I'm more of an R&B nigga than a rap nigga. Why Anonymous said shaking my head? What happened? You say you can't consider Bud a 168 true champ. Nah, we can't. We not doing that. We not doing that. Rolling with the punch, you need to go roll that take up and throw that shit in the motherfucking garbage, nigga. You can't do that. You can't do that. That was a shitty take, Roland. I ain't gonna lie with you. How can you say he not a true champ when he beat the only champion in the division? How can you say he's not a true champ when he's literally the only champion in the division right now? No, name one fighter at 168 right now that has a world champion, got a world title. That's a terrible take, Roland. You become undisputed. You're not the true champ. What the fuck? See, that's why Yo, y'all should know, like, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Because at this point, I got a good idea of who Bud is, like, as a competitor, right? Not as a person, a competitor. Y'all need, if y'all want to see this nigga lose, stop doubting him. I feel like Bud would. I feel like Bud, when you tell that nigga he can't do something, the nigga just turn into a superhero. Just give this nigga encouragement. He might lose. Y'all ever thought of that? If y'all gave Buzz some love, the nigga might lose. Because all he been motivated by is negativity and hate from his mom and all. Bro, maybe if y'all be nice to Bud, like if y'all really want to see Bud lose, like if y'all really, really want to show Bud some love, he probably won't even know how to handle it. Good job, Bud. Love what you're doing, man. You're a phenomenal fighter. That might confuse Bud. That might be the reason why he lose, because niggas is too nice to him. You want him to lose? Don't doubt him. Just be nice, be positive. He might not know how to go about shit if you praise him. I don't know. But at this point, you called it before the fight. What you mean? What you mean? You talking about what I mean? What you mean? Canelo Alvarez was undisputed for how long? Since he beat Caleb Plant. When was that? Well, he been undisputed for like 4 years, bro. How long was Canelo? Let me see. They fought in 2021, bro. He was about to be undisputed for 4 years. November 6th of 2021, that's when they rumbled. November coming up right now. Well, in the next couple months. Almost 4 years, he was undisputed. He beats him. The only champion in the division. He moves up 2 weight classes to beat him. You about to tell him that he not a true champ? That don't make sense, brother. That don't make sense. Now, if he beat somebody for a vacant belt, let's say, Benavidez was a WBC champion. He vacated, moved up to 75. So Bud and Canelo fought for the vacant belt, and Bud beat Canelo. All right, you might be able to push that. Oh, he not the true champion. He got to beat the champion to be the champion. Then it's like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, all right, he not the true champion. He got to defend it. All right. It wasn't like they handed Bud the belt and was like, oh, you're champion. Because that's been happening, that email champ shit. You feel what I mean? Then you went, no, the motherfucker, that man Canelo got every belt, defended it multiple times. Bud comes up with no experience in the division and beats him. And you telling him he not? He didn't take it from the champ, man. Bud don't fight like. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you trolling? Is he serious? Roland, what are you talking about, bro? He didn't take it from the champ. He dominated. Bud don't fight like. What do you mean? Bud was literally sitting in the pocket with Canelo. What is this nigga talking about? Do you watch boxing? Bro, I be letting people get their opinions off, but that type shit, that's almost pack worthy. You talking about get him the fuck out of here. Say the word for real. Oh my God, that's almost pack worthy. Roland, you bugging the fuck out. Rolling with Fent. This nigga said rolling with Fent. Bro, you said Bud is mainly front foot or foot switch stances. Bud was on back foot mainly. Bro, you can't even, bro. I could show you parts of the fight where Bud was staying in the middle of the ring and was punching and turning on Canelo. He sat in the pocket with Canelo multiple times. They got the best out of them exchanges. You telling me because he fought on the back foot, he didn't beat the champ? That's what you telling me. So because he was on the back foot, he didn't beat the champ. So the only way you could beat the champ is if you step forward, if you're the aggressor. Talking about I know a little something. Nah. You tripping. You tripping, bro. I'm glad you not a judge. Cause you don't know what you talking about. What you mean I'm all in the commentary? I don't know what that mean, brother. Countering as a challenger shouldn't get you the nod. Bro, you don't know shit about boxing. You don't. You know there's fighters that primarily relied on counterpunching ability to be world champ. And you telling me there's world champions. There's all-time great fighters that heavily relied on counters in order to be successful. And you telling me that that's not enough to win a fight? Countering as a challenger. So if you're a challenger and you're counterpunching your opponents, that's not enough to get the nod. What? That's one of the most effective styles in boxing, bro. I watched James Toney do that his whole career as a champion and the challenger. And you telling me that's not enough to get the nod. So what's enough to get the nod then, Roland? What's enough to get the nod? Tell me. Are you willing to come on and are you willing to come on the live and talk about it, brother? Are you willing to click the link to come on here and speak your piece, or are you gonna stay in the comments? I want to hear what you got to say, because I never heard this. Especially moving mainly and fighting in flurries. Quit being so literal. You know what I mean? If all you're doing is, If all you're doing is in the mind state to move and counter and flurries, bro. But if you're out landing, if you're dictating the pace, you're showing superior defense. You're landing the harder, cleaner, effective shots while being on the move and countering. That's definitely more than enough to win the fight. That's not even a debate. Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. Some other time. Yeah. Um, Lorenzo tripping. Rolling like that tainted Canelo meat in his mouth. Y'all dead wrong for that. I didn't say that. How are you dictating when you're moving back? Because you're effectively, bro. Look, do I need to really pull up the scoring criteria for boxing? You ever heard of ring generalship? You ever heard of that? A part of ring generalship, which is one of the things they score, by the way, when they're looking at these rounds, is how you're dictating the pace of the fight. You dictating the temp. You're controlling the tempo of the fight. You're dictating the pace of the fight. If you are on the back foot, bro, and you're the one in control of when offense is being displayed, or you're able to neutralize somebody's attack, which you're able to neutralize their offense with your footwork. That's you controlling the fight, bro. That wasn't a rhetorical question. You was genuinely asking. You asked two back-to-back questions. They wasn't rhetorical. You said, how you dictating when you're moving back? How is that dictating? So based off of what you're saying, these fighters that are like, did you think that Floyd beat? Do you think Maidana beat Floyd? He doesn't need to intimidate Canelo. He has to outland Canelo and outpoint Canelo for 12 rounds in order to get a unanimous decision. That's what he did. You don't need. It sounds like you don't know what ring generalship is, because if you think that like an intimidation factor plays into how it plays into ring generalship, then you would be sadly mistaken. You would be sadly mistaken, brother. What are we talking about? If Canelo won it, he could have stayed put, stood his ground, and called Bud in, and it would have been. It wouldn't. Man, this dude keeps spelling everything wrong. Would have been a fight considering how much Bud moved. Bro, you acting like Bud moved crazy. I seen Bud literally keep Canelo at the end of his jab. Whenever Canelo would come in with try to come in with those big ass shots that we see coming from a mile away, like the Williams Cole fight, then he'll move out of the way. I seen him against the ropes, countering off of the ropes, turning Canelo Alvarez. You acting like motherfuckers just got to sit in the ring with their feet planted to the motherfucking to the canvas and just throw punches. You want to see some rock'em sock'em shit. Like, the fuck? He just want motherfuckers to just sit in the pocket. That's how you win fights, bro. You don't know how to score boxing. You know nothing about boxing at all. Rewatch that, bro. There's not. I don't have to rewatch it. I already done watched the fight 3 times. Why do I need to watch it again? I saw what I saw. And you ain't even, and you can't even come up and speak your piece on the situation. You can't say you busy because you stay in the comments. You lead in the chat right now. You can't even come on here and speak your piece because you know you dead wrong. You know you would sound crazy saying that, like those words coming out your mouth. You know you would sound dead wrong. He only sat in through flurries 4 times. All the other times he didn't need to because he was boxing Canelo easy. To be the new champ at a higher weight class, taking it from undisputed, you can't outpoint. Yes, you can. The whole thing about boxing is about outlanding your opponents. All right, bye. You ain't got to talk to me, brother. You tripping. You don't know what you talking about. And you feeling like you getting disrespected because I'm telling you wrong. All right, bye. We ain't got to talk, brother. I promise you we don't. Because you know you will get fried, Roland. That's why. You mad. You mad. You mad because you know if you come on here, you will get fried. And I would embarrass you. Yeah, even Canelo sat there and said that Crawford was the better man. But you let this nigga tell it he didn't do enough to beat the champ when the champ said that he lost. He know that if he come on here, he will get fried. Easy work. Pack him up. That's why he mad. I wouldn't give 2 shits jumping on your panel. But you in my comments talking some bullshit. You don't care about my panel, but you on here commenting like a motherfucker who was just leading the chat not too long ago. Yeah. All we gotta do is just bring up the criteria for scoring fights. Boxing matches are scored using a 10-point must system where judges score each round with the winner of the round receiving 10 points and the loser receiving 9 or fewer. Hold on. Yo.
Hey, man, you think I'm over here worried about your opinions and takes on boxing, man?
Obviously, you do because you in my comment.
Like, I didn't jump on your panel like I would have. Wow, the first time I came on here, man, I tried jumping your panel, but it was busy. So why would I just change up now? I didn't jump on your panel because the way you were approaching me earlier, talking about this damn topic, man. That's the reason why I didn't jump on your damn panel.
Why are you so offended? Why are you so offended?
Nah, because you saying some bullshit, dude. Like you're trying to.
What am I saying that is bullshit?
You know my character and
that
shit.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, brother.
You're like, yeah, you don't want to jump here because you get fried, man. Start talking shit. Like, what the fuck? Like,
and I'm glad you're here because it's about to happen.
You see what I'm saying? Like that, everybody talking shit about you, man. Nobody saying anything.
Oh, ain't nobody talking shit about you. I'm talking about boxing.
I didn't bring you up in nothing. I was talking about my opinions on what happened.
You acting like I'm calling you out your name. Like I'm saying you a bitch or something. Ain't nobody disrespecting you. We talking boxing. So what you talking about? Niggas disrespecting you. What is you talking about? You know what disrespect is?
No, you man, you know where you're coming from. You're trying to play.
Oh, you just offended because you feeling offended because somebody disagreeing with you. If that's how you feel, ain't nobody disrespect you. So what you talking about? Who disrespected you? Who disrespected you?
You started belittling me with your tone and your demeanor and your actual words.
Your actual words.
I ain't a fool.
Stop the girl shit.
You're on camera. You're on camera, so I can see your actual face. I can see your face, and your face ain't lying, dude. You're on, and I was being kind and shit, but not even trying to get all extra worked up and shit. I was just trying to say like, no, I didn't jump on here because I felt like you was trying to come at me wrong. Because especially I keep having to hear all this shit about my opinion on the fight. People acting like I'm talking about their grandmother and shit because I'm talking about what I feel happened.
No, I didn't.
I ain't talking about you, dude. I'm talking about like this. I'm having to hear this shit left and right everywhere I go just because I'm trying to get my opinion on what I feel actually happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm like. And it's simple.
Niggas ain't trying to hear you trauma dump, bro. You want
ain't nobody trumping. It's just simple. I always apply to everybody else. Like when Canelo fought Triple G, the first one, what was his main criticism? Oh man, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? You bounced around and shit. You moved way too much. That's all he got. What do you have to do a second fight? Go out there and go forward. That's all.
Do you know how they score fights, brother?
No, man. I'm just talking about what the fans and what the fight, the fight and all that, man. I ain't talking.
Say you over here talking about this. What you said. You said that because this motherfucker wasn't sitting in the pocket, he didn't do enough to beat the champion. You absolutely wrong for that.
I see. That's my opinion, man.
Just because that's your bro. No. You can have an opinion, and that's cool, but you're wrong.
Nah, see, I think you're wrong. I don't think there's a.
How am I wrong when I'm literally going off of the rules of boxing? Do you want me to read
you're going off of Olympic style boxing, man.
No, I'm not. I'm going off of pro. Man, I'm
going off actual fight. You know what I'm saying? Like if a person was in a fight and be like,
bro, this ain't a fight. This called boxing.
Nah, I mean, a boxing is a fight, man.
It's not. See, that's how, bro.
Man, define what fight means. It means to exchange blows, dude.
Bro, a fight could literally just be two niggas in the street just rumbling. Boxing is a
man. Like you tripping. Fighting don't mean UFC and shit, man.
Bro, I didn't even say UFC. I didn't even say UFC. Boxing is a sport.
Yeah,
that follows a certain type of rules. And there's a winner and there's a loser.
All right, let me ask you this question then, man. If you want to go take it there. What do you think is the easier way of fighting? Being elusive on the counter or being on the front foot aggressive, being the one to throw first?
It all depends on who you fighting.
No,
it all depends on who you fighting because you can't fight everybody the same, brother.
So my point exactly is that, man, you can't think you're the smaller dude jumping up in weight, thinking you can call yourself the king of a weight that's already been dominated by another dude. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, man, I keep it real with you. Like
you just said that.
Shit, I would have been like, hey, I would have went along with the narrative because it has been a narrative though. But it's all good. I was like, yup, hey, he moved away good. He moved good. But why
are you making it seem like his offense didn't match his defense, brother?
Man, because it didn't, man. Like I remember all.
How didn't it? How didn't it?
All his slurs.
He landed the cleaner, more effective shots the entire course of the fight.
when you're fighting in flurries and all you're doing is countering, man, it's gonna be easier to land it cleaner, and especially when look, Bud.
All right,
Bud
so you admitting
no,
that,
hold on, man. That's another thing, man.
That Bud won easy then.
No, I think I was about to get to that. I think Bud is. I've been supporting Bud from day one, and I've been saying he's better than I've been saying he's better than Mayweather. Like everyone's top dogs, basically. You know, I'm like nah, But his skills, the way he does transition from like perfectly, boom, like it's so no. Bud can do what he did, man, easily. Bud could probably do that shit to Usyk, fighting in that certain style. That's how good Bud is, man. I'm trying to tell you though, because my point is. Like that saying goes, you got to take it from the champ. You can't, but
he did take it from the champ.
I don't think he did. I criticize Canelo.
You want to know how you know? Because one judge had it 8 rounds to 4, and the other 2 judges had it 7 rounds to 5. So he did take it from the champ because he won more rounds than the champ. That's all you need to do in order to take it from the champ. What are you talking about?
So you're trying to tell me? So when you watch that fight, you saying that Bud fought Canelo like he fought Mazuma?
He don't need to fight him how he fight Mazuma.
Yeah, he does. He consider the 168 champ.
Bro, he don't need to fight everybody the same in order to get a victory.
Well, I'm just saying, my bad. All right, you're right. To prove he's a 168 king and shit, right? Everybody's trying to say
all he have to do is beat the 168 king.
Nah, heck nah. You gotta defend. You gotta defend. You also gotta like intimidate the fighters you fight, man.
No, he don't. Yeah, he does. He just gotta be a better fighter. He don't gotta. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, ain't nobody. Listen, bro. Ain't nobody just gonna go in there and intimidate Canelo. Canelo done fought everybody and their mother. What is you talking about? He not about
this
to be
this isn't tetherball and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Like you gotta be able to intimidate. You gotta be able to be the one to say, hey,
you got a lot to learn, brother.
No, heck no. Like I trust me, I understand the other style of boxing, but the other style of boxing is easier anyways, man. The other style of boxing.
So if it's easier, why you mad at him for taking? Why is you mad at him taking the easier route?
I think Bud can be just as good as like how Canelo did.
Yo, so let's say you a mechanic, right? Let's say you a mechanic, and you got route A. That's the easy, and you're gonna get paid the same way regardless for the job. Mm-hmm. Route A is the easier one. Route B is the harder one. Both ways are guaranteed. You're gonna get the job done, right? Are you gonna make your job purposely harder to get the job done, or are you gonna find the easiest way to get it done so you can go about your day and walk away with your bread? What you gonna do?
Legacy is how I look.
No, you ain't even answering the shit, bro.
Well, all right. We
either go ahead and
want to be technical like you, then if you want to be technical, like the job's done, it's a job.
No, it's not really being technical.
If it's a job,
simple question.
If it's a job, yes. But if it's my name, no. If it's just a job, yeah, give me more money for whatever. But if it's my name, like, I'm about to go down and like this is different. This is a sport. This is like some fucking true life.
Bro,
shit.
Him moving up.
Then I want my name up there over some damn check,
the undisputed champion. That's a legacy, bro.
I'm just saying though, but no, people. I mean, well, like I said, man, I don't know, shit. Maybe nobody was really watching the fight. Like Bud was not.
Nobody was watching the fight.
Look, Canelo and Triple G.
I'm trying to figure out what you was watching. I want to understand. I want to know how you
almost like score. What are you guys talking about?
So all right, so you would have gave Bud the loss that night.
No, but Bud was moving almost like a score, and then he fought in flurries, man. Like, come on, yo.
Listen to what I'm telling you. You said that he didn't do enough to beat the champ. So you think Bud lost?
He shouldn't have. No, I'm saying he shouldn't have gotten the decision. I ain't gonna lie.
So you saying that you thought he lost?
I mean,
you think he should have lost?
Yeah.
You the only motherfucker. You the only motherfucker out here that's saying that Bud lost.
I'm just saying because the way
and
the fight played out. You saying
everybody else ain't watched the fight. You sure you watched the fight?
Yeah, we watched the fight, man. I'm trying to tell you.
And you know how to score? Do you know how to score a fight?
Listen.
Look how to score a fight.
Yes, look what Canelo did against Triple G.
Let me hear it. What you basing it off of?
Well, I personally don't like to score fights because I get tired of trying to score because I'm just saying I get tired, man. It takes a lot of mental energy and like a lot of focus to score a fight properly.
No, it don't. It just take a little bit of observation.
No, you gotta break down. You gotta break down the 3-minute round into like 6-minute intervals and shit by the 30 seconds, man. Because you gotta pay attention to those, and then you tally those up. Then you tally those up. And then if you somehow was come upon a 3-3 tally for every round and shit, and then end up with a draw,
you gotta break down 3-minute rounds at the
man, I know how to
interval.
I know how to score a fight, brother. Come on, I'm just trying to tell you like this.
Don't know how to score.
Bud did not fight like Canelo came out for Triple G2 and fought differently.
Bro,
let's see Bud do that.
Bro, I would respect you a lot more if you just admit that you don't know how to score a fight.
Yeah, I do. Well, I'm telling you, my way is pretty good, man.
How do you score a fight? What are you looking for when you scoring a fight?
I look hip movement. I look for a slipping. I look for countering. I look for a setup. I look for aggression, front foot for sure. You know, if you're gonna be moving and shit, you got to stay in arm's length. You know, pretty much the whole entire time. So it can be a lot pivoting and a lot lateral and a lot of you know like jumping and shit. The small little jumping.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the criteria for scoring a round. You ready?
Yeah.
Clean punching. Hard, clean, effective punching. Effective aggression, just not aggression. So you could be aggressive, but if it ain't effective, then they don't count. So it has to be effective aggression. Then defense. Right? Now we about to get into the last one that you obviously don't know the definition of. Ring generalship.
Are any of those moving your feet backwards quickly, like skipping motion almost?
Yes.
Like if you ever see a man in the ring almost doing a skipping motion,
you want to know how?
That's not
because
part of defense. You don't know what defense is, my friend. Defense is being able to sit there in a high intense pressurized situation.
No, you don't need to sit. You don't need to sit.
Dodge your move your hips. You don't need to sit. Dodge the punch or block the punch. You know what I mean?
Bro, there's more than one way to create.
Defense is not moving your legs, dog, bouncing around all the time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Your feet is a line of defense, whether you like it or not.
No, so I told you earlier this. I said that's why that's the only reason I jumped on here. I've been saying it. This is how you're judging the fight. I told you how I'm judging the fight. The fight that not. Bro,
but it's not about how
not taking it from one fight.
Not taking from
one. Hey, I made a video about how they're going to give it to
you. You're making your own definition on how to score a fight.
I know how to score a fight.
You niggas is making up their own rules. You don't do that.
What are you talking about? Of course,
you're over trying to make up your own scoring criteria.
Of course,
that's not how it works,
man. Of course, all that's part of the shits, man. Like I thought you would. I didn't think I had to emphasize clean punching. Like, of course, I ain't talking about throwing no sloppy punches. Canelo's punches are very crisp and clean, man. Like he knows how to throw a punch.
They wasn't clean. They wasn't clean.
Oh no, they were still they were being thrown clean.
They wasn't more clean than Bud.
They were landing clean too, man. You got to act like Canelo.
It wasn't cleaner than Bud's.
Because one, it's tougher to fight when you're moving forward. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I just want you to see. If you
just want two motherfuckers to sit in the ring.
No, heck no. I'm just trying to say, like, man, it's kind of disrespectful to Canelo, man, trying to make it seem like someone.
Defense.
147.
Your feet is a line of defense because it gets you out of the way of shots. Bud was the superior in the defensive department because he got hit less than Canelo, and he utilized more defensive tools than Canelo. Ring generalship, the fighter's ability to control the pace and location of the fight. Who controlled the pace of the fight? Was it Terrence Crawford or was it Canelo Alvarez?
That was Canelo.
How? How did he control the pace of the fight?
Because he's the one.
You want to know how
anybody who's going forward is controlling the pace, man. How can you control the pace backing up, man?
Do you want to know how I know you lying? Because Terrence Crawford consistently throughout the fight dictated what type of fight it was going to be. Whether he wanted to walk around the ring, he could do that and outbox you. Whether he stood in front of him and put the jab in his face, he could have. When he sat in the pocket and traded with Canelo, he did it.
Why was he moving?
And whenever he decided not to do it, Canelo was playing this as his fight the whole time. So there's no way that you could tell me that Canelo controlled the pace of the fight. He didn't control the location of the fight.
But he didn't do that versus Mazuma. Just I don't know where he was able to. Control Canelo from moving backwards, but he's known to like controlling fights from moving forward. Bud likes to control the fight from moving forward. That's why I said that's all I say.
Bro, whenever Canelo tried to walk forward, he was eating jabs. Yeah,
jabs. Of course, I never said Bud ain't good.
Every time they got exchanges. Every time they got in exchanges, Terrence Crawford got the better of the exchanges. Whenever he wanted to counter punch him, he did. He was slipping, countering. He was punching in combinations, lighting Canelo up. Canelo didn't control not one aspect of this fight. But you trying to tell me that Canelo?
Man, look, one of the flurries, man. One of the flurries were Bud connected
Bro,
very clearly.
It wasn't just flurries.
Hold on, man. I'm letting you talk. One of the flurries were Bud connected very clearly and cleanly. Canelo literally put his hands down out of frustration, man, and let Bud hit him.
And why was that?
Because Bud couldn't hurt him. But he was frustrated.
What the fuck? Canelo should be happy if
Bud didn't hurt Canelo doing that fight. What are you talking about?
Bro, that's how a nigga frustrated because he not getting hurt?
No. Canelo was frustrated because he couldn't figure out because Bud was moving so brilliantly. That's how he moved.
Bro, he couldn't get to him. He didn't have no answers
because he was moving so brilliantly, dude. Of course, he couldn't get to him. No shit. Listen to what you're saying. He couldn't get to him because he was moving so brilliantly. Keyword get to him, right. Meaning he was on the action.
Couldn't get to him, but somehow
he couldn't get to him.
Fight,
he was one.
All right, so let me ask you this: you said Canelo was controlling the pace. How can he control the pace if he couldn't get to him?
Because he's the one trying to get to him. You not understand?
You said he couldn't get to him.
The other dude's moving away.
You just said he couldn't get to him. So how did he control the pace if he couldn't?
Because he's trying to get to him,
but he never did. So how did he control the pace?
He's making Bud move. He's making Bud move.
He never did. So how did he control the pace?
Listen, dude, you're not understanding.
You're not understanding. You said that he couldn't get to him, right?
You answered your
same
he couldn't
question. Get to him, right?
Dude, if you let me to tell you, He's the one controlling the pace because he's the one trying to get to Bud, man.
So that's why I keep cutting you off because you keep going around every question I'm asking.
Bud didn't fight like he would have, like he did versus Marvin Spencer.
You're not supposed to fight everybody.
No, I'm saying, so who's controlling the pace then? That's my point.
You just said
Bud typically fights a certain way,
it's
man.
clearly Bud because you just admitted that Canelo couldn't keep up.
So one dude clearly fights a certain way.
You getting mad at me because I'm saying your words.
So Canelo's known for fighting. So Canelo's known for. So you're telling me Canelo's known for fighting like how Bud. So Canelo's known for fighting like how Bud fought that night. Even though Bud doesn't fight that way, but Bud did that night. Canelo's known for. Canelo's not known for fighting that style. Canelo fought his style.
If you listen as much as
who fought their styles, man, that's what dictated the fight, man.
You're not listening at all.
Dude, you're not listening. Come on, I'm not.
You're not listening. All you doing is talking, and you making these bullshit ass points that's not making any fucking sense, bro. You sitting here.
Who fought their style? Who fought their style?
Bud, nigga. Who else?
Bud doesn't fight that way,
bro. Did you ever watch the Victor Poststyle fight?
That's why he keeps saying Victor Poststyle was one of his toughest tests because he felt he had to move a little bit more. But that's why he said he's one of my toughest tests.
Did he win?
Because. Yeah, dude, come on now. That was years ago, anyways. That was years ago. But learn from that shit.
Fuck you mean? How you gonna say he never fought like that? Then I bring up Poststyle. You was like, oh,
that was one amongst many. That was once amongst.
All right, well, all he needs to do is once to show you that he's capable. All he gotta do is show you it once. If I tell you that I can do a fucking backflip and I do it one time, that's the only time I ever have to do it. All I have to do is once to prove it to you. So if the motherfucker could do it one time, he could do it again. What is we even talking about? What I'm telling you is, you saying that, bro. You literally
that still doesn't prove about dictating the pace. Canelo's the one that
it does.
No, it does not, man. You're not.
Bro, if you admit
I'm talking equations. You're thinking, fucking how to plant soil or something, which is very important. But I'm just trying to say, man. If two boxers are going to a fight with the style,
sure you watch boxing?
I let you talk, man. Why don't you ever let me talk,
sure
man?
You watch boxing? No, you keep cutting me off every time. I
always let you finish. I would let you fucking finish your point. If two boxers go into a certain fight with their styles, one switches up, the other one doesn't, and the other one's being the aggressor, how is he not the one dictating the point, man? Effective aggressor. Yeah, man. One's not fighting the way he normally fights.
Was he effective? Yes or no?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about dictating.
No, you are talking about that. You said who? You said if
he's effective or not. He's effective at not getting hit. But he's not effective at winning a fight, though. Hell no, he wasn't effective at winning a fight.
Oh, you don't know,
man, Canelo. Now, like I said, if Canelo would have stopped, he'd be like, man, you know what? I'm tired of chasing you. Come on.
You're talking about somebody.
What would have happened?
The key is effective aggressor. Was he effective?
What would have happened if Canelo would have stopped chasing him?
Was Canelo effective with being the aggressor?
Hell yeah, he was. He was going to stop chasing him.
How?
He wouldn't stop chasing
him. Did he outland Bud?
He threw more punches.
Did he?
Yeah, he threw more punches, especially power punches.
Let me check that.
He threw more power punches for sure.
Let me check that.
Man, come on now.
Let me check that.
He threw like way more power punches, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Landed. No. Check this out. Crawford landed more total punches and had higher accuracy for power punches.
Man,
total punches landed. Terrence Crawford 115. Canelo 99. Right. Total punches thrown. Crawford 534. Canelo 338.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, they were coming in bunches, man. But he still didn't win the damn fight, though. Come on now.
He still didn't win the fight.
Nah,
thank God you're not a judge, bro.
Man, he was going. Man, come on now. He was backing up way too much, man. He was backing up way too much. If anything, if he wants to say
way too much.
If he wants to say he's
he still landed more total punches.
If he wants to say the champ, man, don't bring up that landing. Like you said it from the beginning about the outpointing. So we ain't talking about that shit. That shit you can't sit there and be like, oh, I threw 20% power on all my punches and got way more accuracy. Other guys throwing 80% of his punches and he got less accuracy. I'm the better fighter. No, that means you fucking ran, dude. That's all that means, dude. Is you play.
He didn't run though.
That's why Bud looks so pissed. That's why Bud looks so pissed at the end.
How a nigga running and they outlanding you?
Whatever, dude. Come on,
you don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Like, oh, I pittered and pattered and shit and. Come on, man. Like, they ain't no damn
outlanded him, outworked him, and landed at a higher.
It's a championship fight, man. It's a
championship.
Yeah. Hey, Bud's a switch hitter, man. Bud's a switch hitter. They don't even know what to consider power
unanimously. He won the fight unanimously. Easy work.
You still can't tell me.
You still can't tell me how to score a fight, man. You still can't tell me how to score a fight, brother.
Yeah, I've been told you, man. Like,
no, you didn't. You came up with your own rules. You didn't what is the scoring criteria in professional boxing for winning a round? You still can't tell me, and I already told you the answer.
Man, well, like you said, man, shit. Like, everyone knows the dumbass effective aggression and shit. You know, everyone knows, like landing clean punches. You know, the power punches. Two of them. Power punches is always power. Again, listen, power punches.
Clean punches.
The aggressor.
Effective
again, punches. The aggressor. But it was set up for, man, I
ring generalship and defense. Who did better in all four of those categories?
No, that was not defense to me, man. That to me is not
defense. Yes, it was.
Oh, no, when you're using your legs, this is boxing, dude. This is not.
So using your legs not a form of defense.
Nah, man, not to avoid a fight. Yeah, you use your legs to pivot and all that shit. You know,
bro, what's pivoting for? What's pivoting for?
Man, I'm not the one who can sit there and always
what is pivoting for?
You're gonna try to
say yeah.
I'm saying don't use your legs in a jogging or in a skipping like motion, man.
What is pivoting for?
Don't use your legs in a jogging or skipping motion, dude. That's my point.
Skipping?
Yeah, dog. Yes, he was. Why I think I was like, man, Bud's winning. Like, why I think Bud
was jogging? Who was jogging?
Bud looked like he was.
Are you jogging in the ring?
Where he was like skipping away, man, from the action.
He
was like skull, man.
You talking about an L step?
You know nobody would have ever said this shit.
You talking about an L step?
No, I no damn dog. He was don't even. He's skipping, man. He's skipping.
You talking about an L step? Basic fundamental footwork in boxing. That's what you talking about.
No, it's a skip. It's where you literally like you move your damn hips and you bounce back and you put your throw your arm forward and shit. You skip away, dude. It's a fucking skip. There ain't no L step. It's a damn skip. You see, you can't be skipping. You can't be skipping away in a fight. I don't know what you be watching, man.
What the fuck you be watching?
Mad Max and shit, though. High school reunion version and shit.
Clearly don't watch boxing.
What the hell, man?
Mazuma. Clearly don't watch boxing. And I can tell you never boxed a day in your life.
I watch boxing, though.
I can tell you never boxed a day in your life.
Okay, brother. I'm just saying, never. Like, but hey,
never. Let me see. You had your camera on. Let me see you shadow box.
Heck nah, man. I ain't gonna shadow box.
Yeah, I bet you will. And I hear that lighter too, so you definitely a smoker.
Yeah, I'm smoking some bud, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I bet you is.
Bud police and shit.
That shit done got to your brain because you don't know anything about boxing and you don't know how to score boxing.
Some people need to smoke some bud so they can relax, man. Shit, because they become too tense, and next thing you know, they don't even know how to think properly. You know what I mean?
That sounds like you. That's why you smoking, and that's why I'm sober.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
God bless you, brother.
Yeah, I mean, well, thank you. But yeah, I'm like,
I don't know how you could be this confident and not know shit.
Boy, if I ain't know shit, what I've been saying to you wouldn't make so much sense to you. You're just denying it. It's okay though.
You don't
come around one day, little butterfly.
Don't nobody in the chat say you making sense, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And they listening. And if they felt like you was making a point, they say it. They keep it a bean on my channel.
Well,
There's literally niggas in the chat right now talking about what is dude talking about.
Exactly. What is dude talking about? One day it'll make sense to him. One day
niggas talking about get him out of here. Somebody called you delusional. This pointless caller don't know shit about boxing.
Whatever, brother. I just told you. I told you my stance on the boxing rules. Like, man, shit. Man, I said it. I had said
this nigga sound like Southpaw's son.
If Canelo don't stop, Bud, I was like, they're gonna guarantee give it to Bud. I was like, that's the easy game.
You was a weird looking nigga too. Let me see you again. Put your camera back on.
Coming from the dude who said, "Let me see you again."
Right, because you showed yourself and you kind of threw me off with how you look because your voice don't look like how you look. Your voice don't match how you look.
I'm just messing around, man. It's nothing but love.
Let me see you again.
No, that's that sounds pretty creepy now, brother.
That's like, cool. It's cool. I'm gonna rewind back. It's cool.
Speaking of intimidation and shit, you got you got the ring.
It just sound like you. It just sound like you intimidated. You intimidated?
Nah, man. You say I was kind of. Is that why you're battling your inner thoughts? So I just messing around, brother. Hey, but no. Let me see you again.
Said,
that was funny.
They asked where you from. They said where you from.
But no, seriously though. Come on now. I understand your judging criteria is different from mine.
Where you from, Roland?
The great state of Delaware.
For real?
Yeah.
What part?
Anomaly. But those things
you don't got to tell me exactly where you're from, obviously, but what part?
Damn,
I was taking you so long.
The beach.
Why are you taking so long to answer?
Near the beach.
Which beach? Rehoboth?
I'm just fucking around, man. No, I'm just joking. From Michigan, man. That's funny shit.
Oh, you from Michigan?
Kind of like kind of by like Detroit area, east, kind of mid. Not this
nigga said Delaware. That's crazy. They said that nigga from Dover. That's hilarious.
Nah, but seriously though, man, like but you know what? Like so much hate was getting talked about Canelo after that fight. Like they took away from Bud's accomplishment. People did like they're just the
you wanted them. You wanted them.
I think people were talking a lot of shit about Canelo after that fight. That I think they did a disservice to Bud and shit because now it made people like.
But you one of the ones that's doing a disservice to Bud.
Yeah, because people were like, "Oh, Canelo, you know, like fucking he ain't shit. He got dominated."
So you hating on Bud because niggas was hating on Canelo?
Nah, hell no. I'm saying like people now be a little more honest and forthright, you know, when it comes to that. Like, because I would just sat back and even though I wasn't happy with the victory because I ain't like the way Bud was moving, I wouldn't have said shit. To be honest with you, like, but because like I said, I wasn't happy with the way Canelo was moving versus Triple G, but I was just like, hey, whatever. I thought it was a good fight. That's what I would have said for Bud. But nah, people just were talking all kinds of shit, and it just happened to be. I would have did the same thing for Bud, man. I would have did exactly. It would have been the same thing. It would have been Canelo who was the underdog or the smaller one and jumped up and won in that fashion. And I'd be watching Bud for a long time and shit. I'd be like, man, heck no. Like I would have kept my mouth shut for a little bit until people started disrespecting shit out of Bud. Then I'd be like, oh, hell no, like man, fuck out of here. Like Canelo ran.
So how you feel about
I'm just saying, like, so. Hey, don't get it twisted. Like, anybody hating on Bud. I'm just saying, I feel like other people.
You definitely hating on Bud.
Nah, man. Yeah, right. I'm saying, you don't know me, but it's all right. You don't know me, you know. I might be a little upset if you did know me and was still making wild accusations, but at the same time and shit, I'm 40 years old, so I wouldn't even be upset about that.
You're 40?
You know.
You 40?
I wouldn't be upset about that. Yeah, I'm 40. God willing to be 41 soon.
Jesus Christ.
We'll see.
What do you think about Floyd?
Shit, man. I think Floyd could have had a really great legacy. He's a great businessman, had very good skills, but I don't feel also tested himself, man. So, I feel like the only thing that stops him from like truly becoming even like this overall great, you know, would be to just don't say shit like you're better than Ali, you know, and shit like that. You know what I mean? It'll be like, man, then you get the people who don't really think shit, but they're just not gonna say nothing and laugh. Fuck it. He put in his time as a boxing, whatever. But when you got people just when those same boxers be talking shit, you be like, all right, man, like hold on now we gotta keep this motherfucking shit 100%. And now you want to talk all this shit like you're just, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel about Floyd too, and shit, and the fans, the certain fans.
Do you think Floyd lost to Maidana?
Yeah, the first one for sure, not the second. Yeah. First one for sure, not the second. Well, come on, I gotta be consistent with my style.
I find that ironic because in the first Maidana fight, he stood in the pocket with Maidana, like you said. But then you think he won the second fight? And
I think he might have. No, you got to make sure you watch that one again, there, man. He might have stood a little more.
I watched that multiple times.
More in there, but no, he was
in the second fight. In the second fight, he moved more.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
And you said he won the second fight.
No, don't get me wrong. That's why I think he resorted to that in the second fight because I feel like Floyd wasn't so used to, like he got away from fighting in the pocket like that. He got away from that shit. So like he got rocked. He got rocked in that fight. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, I agree that he had to resort to that because of the first fight, but he moved more in the second fight, and you thought he won the second fight.
Yeah. Because I just gave it to him and shit.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Crawford moves against Canelo in spots, and he didn't do enough to beat the champion.
Yeah, because man, it's like if same thing though, man. It would have been like Maidana would have been if Mayweather would have been like the champion shit like that, like or the one that putting in the work already. Maidana would have been jumping up to try to like, hey, I'm gonna take you out. Like that's how I took it, kind of, man. Like, watch, I'm gonna take you out, and then like a sneak move. It'd be like, all right, but like if you can do it once, you gotta do it again though. Because I'm just saying like. I don't know, and then do it right, do it right because you can't just pull up no little sneak move like that. So no, I mean, same thing. I would have said the same thing, but so no, Maidana, like he caught Floyd a couple of times in that first one, and so that's what kind of gave him the edge. But then Mayweather he did his moving thing, and like you had to give it to him and shit. Maidana's ass, he wasn't playing in his time like that anyways, and nothing like that basically. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like boxing, also I feel like it's more like not just like business and shit. People always like, oh, it's a business. Nah, man, that's the case. They want to just gave Pacquiao that, that status, that ranking when he got back. Because a lot of time it's more than a business, man. It's like you're putting in your body, motherfuckers almost die there, and they do die and shit. Like so, like nah, man. They look at even at a shop after so many years, you start getting some lead weight and shit. Like you can take a month off, 2 months off for personal time and come back and you still be smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like still same ranking and all that. Because man, it's life, man. It's business for real. So that's why. But Canelo was like that 168 pounder, true undisputed, put in his time, put in his work. I feel like I almost disrespected him, dog. Like damn, but that was a great performance. But in that style, I knew you could have did that for sure. Like there's no question you could. Like I said, I think you could do that versus Usyk in that style. No bullshit. But it's a different animal, man. When you're like now locked in going forward and shit, at least half the fight, it's just a whole different animal now. Like I said, Canelo wanted to, he could just stood still and stop and be like, "Come on, man." Come on, man. And people started booing and shit. And
what Bud would have did? He'd have walked to Canelo and fucked him up like he did throughout the entire course of the fight.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? If Canelo would have said, I'm not moving, you come here and you fight me, Bud would have walked up to Canelo Alvarez and fucked him up.
Nah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like most boxers are great at countering. Canelo's a beast at countering. You remember that Jacobs fight, man?
But he tried to counter Bud on several occasions and he couldn't get nothing off. Canelo tried everything he could to establish.
You're trying to counter while you're going forward, though. It's a little different animal, man. When you're going forward and you're trying to counter at the same time, now you're literally like almost you're using more of your brain pretty much. I'm just saying, like you're going forward trying to throw a punch, but at the same time you're thinking about a punch coming back. But you're still trying to land the same punch, but you're thinking about a punch coming back. So it's like, nah, man, it's way easier. That's way easier than moving, guys. Just thinking about nothing, thinking about nothing about move, thinking about nothing but retreating, and then a spurt, boop, 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 and now your brain's on full forward, boop, 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 and then a spurt. Here I go again, moving, my legs, spurt. Boop, 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 boop,
that sounds like not getting hit.
Nah, it's way different going forward and defense at the same time, dog. So I'm trying to say, like, if Bud wants to be considered a true 168 champ, you gotta go up there and take that shit for real.
That sounds like hitting and not getting hit.
Nah, man, you gotta do what Canelo did. You gotta do what Canelo did. Canelo got criticized, man, for that first Triple G. Let him do this.
You don't gotta do what Canelo did because they're not the same fighter, brother.
Come on now, Bud. I think
Bud
look huge. Bud look huge. Like Bucket shit. Bucket, I think Bucket for real be the 168 true champ, man, and really go down as one of the greatest
he is,
ever.
Though. He is though.
Nah, I'm talking about like win two more fights against he needs to rematch Canelo and give some more pressure. That's just bottom line to me. And then win that. But I think honestly, he the next fight should be another 168er and one not set up for him, but someone pretty good. But I think he should then do a rematch with Canelo and shit. Canelo can fight in Billy next and shit. And then boom, he already knows Canelo too, so it's not like he set up nothing too crazy. So then, man, have a mega showdown in 2 fights and shit. Rematch. You know what I'm saying? Like then he'll prove he's a 160. Then he can be like, yeah, what now? I won 3 of these motherfuckers at 168. But you see, I'll be talking shit when I talk about Bud. Nobody for real, but I'm just trying to say, like, it was kind of foul. Everybody was coming at Canelo, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, nah, man, come on, man. We ain't being fair right here. You know what I'm saying? That whole term came, that whole take it from the champ came from there. That's the term. It came from somewhere, It's like, you got to take it from the motherfucker, man. You can't just be like bouncing around. And I think Bud can do it, though. He has to get acclimated to 168. That's all it is. His first fight was against Canelo. That's why he's an amazing creature, man. You don't say, like, come on now, he's a beast. But it's like, he has to get acclimated to it. Otherwise he would have fought for, like, it didn't matter if Mob, dog. But he couldn't. He felt like he couldn't just yet. So yeah, fight somebody, not like someone like a B plus.
You ain't talking about nothing, nigga. I ain't gonna lie.
That'd be dope, man. Come on now. I'm just saying though that would be it. Then retire, man. He retire, he'd be over. Sure. So no, I'm just saying like But hold on, quickly though, man. Before this Tank and Jake though, man. There's a lot of people. So do you think that it's modified rules and shit to where like they literally tell the boxer, the pro boxer, or the retired whatever, like, hey, you can't do certain things before this round or whatever, things like that. Do you believe it's like like that, like they put it in the contract, like, hey man, you can't throw right hooks to the body, you know what I'm saying, for whatever, or you can't, like.
I don't know. The only thing I know is that they fighting with 12-ounce gloves, and it's an exhibition. It's not counting on the record books.
Yeah, see, that's my thing too, man. I'm like, man.
That's the only thing I know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be Jake Paul has to come in 195.
See, I never knew that one. Okay, good stuff. Damn. All right, man. Tank. See, this is what I've been getting criticism for too, because I'm like, man, Tank. I was like, Tank easily win this fight. I like, with the fact that it's an exhibition and everybody like, what, easily win this fight? Are you kidding me, man? The weight difference, but I'm like, man, I'm like, it's the same thing, being the same shit. You don't know boxing. I'm like, man, I don't know boxing. Jake don't even know how to throw proper boxing punches yet. It's getting there. You
really don't know boxing though.
Jake don't know how to throw proper boxing punches yet.
When you start watching boxing, you 40. How long you been watching boxing?
I mean, I was watching boxing during the Klitschko brothers versus the Jamel McClain days and shit, man. I remember that shit. I think it was Vladimir.
Klitschko versus Gerald McClain.
Yeah, I think it was Gerald McClain or Jamal McClain. No, I think it was Jamal McClain. Like, this is back in the day.
I hope you're not talking about Gerald McClellan.
No. This is Jamal McClain, man. Look it up. It's an old ass fight. But yeah, I was young watching boxing, man. De La Hoya. I remember that was a partying days and shit like that.
You watching that, Jamil
Pacquiao, of course, and shit like that.
Okay.
Floyd, De La Hoya,
shit.
Huh?
That was 2002.
Right.
So
the McClain.
23 years ago. So you've been watching boxing since you was 17.
Yeah, ain't bad. I'm 40. I'm 40, so it's about 20.
Still don't know shit.
Yeah, right. That's hilarious. I like it though.
Oh man, you got any last words?
Yeah, no, that was it. And it was fun, man. Truly, no. And no, honestly, like I know sometimes I started just seeming a little like just high-headed or some shit, but it ain't even that. I just be getting a little hype, man. For real, I've always been that way. I just be getting a little extra hype, man. But it's all love, though. Truly, it's all love. So I appreciate it, man, and I will see you later, Mazuma.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
That nigga is crazy. God bless rolling with the punches, man. Been watching boxing since he was 17. 2002, I was 4 years old. Anyways, dude, dude needs to never talk about boxing again. Jose Dirt was on the beat. This the last time. Don't bring him back. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. My fault, y'all. My fault. I just wanted to, because when people have like crazy takes like that, bro. And who said I had hella patience? Who was that said that? Yeah, that was AJ86. He said, Mark, you got hella patience for someone who clearly doesn't deserve it. Bro, that's the story of my life, brother. But my whole thing is, the reason why I be so patient is because I be really intrigued to like understand like they thought patterns, or like where these thoughts are coming from, and like what type of logic they using to formulate these opinions. But it'd be like, bro, that's not logic, bro. Like I really be trying to understand, like, because that's the type of individual I am. Like when I'm hearing you talk, I'm not just listening to what you saying. I'm trying to understand why you saying what you saying, and shit like that. So I'm really trying to understand where you coming from. So I'd be like, all right, like I disagree with you, but I see why you. I didn't understand where that shit was coming from. Shit was insane. And like, obviously I'm trying to give everybody their respect, but it was like, bro, I wanted to really just call the nigga a dummy and kick him the fuck off. But I was like, let me see exactly where he coming from. That's why I was like asking him like little questions on the side, like, where you from? Like, how old are you? Because it was just like so like trying to get an understanding of who dude is, and like I don't know, bro. Yeah, I would never understand his mentality. That dude crazy. He worse than Robert Jenkins. He worse than Robert Jenkins. That nigga make Robert Jenkins sound like motherfucking like Max Kellerman or some shit. That nigga make Robert Jenkins look like a genius. Shit. The Notorious, what up? He said, I got Tank via 619 and then pinning Jake Paul. This nigga petty. God bless the Notorious. He tripping out here. He said Canelo controlled the pace because he said that Canelo was controlling the pace, but then at the same time said that he couldn't find Bud. I never heard of anybody controlling the pace or controlling the fight, period, while simultaneously not being able to find that person in the ring. Never heard of that. Because like part of being able to control the pace is like, having the ability to like, turn up on a fighter when you want to, when you can just fall back and box. You could put the pressure, let your hands go, fall back off of the jab. Like that's controlling the pace. Like you deciding where this fight gonna go. Canelo was never able to get control of the fight at any moment in time. So it's like, oh, you didn't watch the fight. I didn't watch the fight. Mark, we need a Salim. You talking about Salim Bey? Salim Bey and Khalil Coe? I do know Khalil's coach. So I could probably get that done. I know his coach very well. Are you talking about Salim Bey? Oh yeah, I can get a Salim Bey interview too. I know his father, who's his trainer. So y'all with that? Y'all like that Salim Bey interview? And y'all want that Khalil Kojon? I don't know if I could get the Jesse Hart one though. I ain't gonna lie. I think he blocked me on social media. I think Jesse Hart blocked me on social media, bro. I was trying to find his page the other day and I couldn't find it. I was like, what the fuck? This nigga blocked me for it. What the fuck? But Latif Connor with the $2 super chat. He said, shout out to my boy. And hold on. I think somebody else sent the super chat. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo as well, man. I'm sorry about that. He said, we know why he mad Bud won. We all know why he mad Bud won. Shout out to the boy Lorenzo. I'm sorry for the delay on that super chat. Latif Connor said, what 2 fights do you want to see the most in 2026? Great question. I want to see Jaron Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz. I would say Shakur Tank, but, seems like that's a bit too, unrealistic at this point for whatever reason. So I'm going to say David Benavidez versus either Beterbiev or Bivol. I have no idea why he blocked me. I've never had a problem with Jesse Hart. Couldn't even tell you. Anyway, Nakatani, yes, that's another one. Shit. But I still want to see Benavidez and Bivol over that. Maybe it's because I'm biased. Guess I'm being biased. But anyway, Nakatani is a hell of a fucking fight. Anyway versus Nakatani and Boost versus Virgil for me. On some real shit, I'll probably put Boost and Virgil to the side because it's like neither one of them really champion right now at 54. So I'll probably put that to the side and just focus on championship fights. I'll probably do Anyway Nakatani and Benavidez versus Bivol. For real. Boost and Virgil, let one of them get a world title and we can talk about that. We can bring that next up. But Anyway Nakatani, fire at 122 before Anyway move up to 26 or whatever he's going to do. Callum Smith versus David Morrell, that's a good one. I like that fight. Benavidez is supposed to get that Callum Smith smoke. He ain't want that shit. Abdullah Mason versus Kid Austin. Shit. Kid Austin ain't gonna look that boy motherfucking way. Hell no. Hold on. Boxer Sparring says, you're always going to have a disagreement because you have two fan bases that judge boxing totally different. One fan base says hit and not get hit, while the other one wants to see a phone booth fight. No, brother, when I'm talking about judging a fight, I'm going by the criteria that judges use when they scoring fights. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it comes to effective punches, defense, effective aggression, and ring generalship. That's how I judge fights, because that's how you're supposed to judge fights at the end of the day. Now, a phone booth fight, you know what I mean? That's a fight I wouldn't mind watching, but the criteria still remains. Who in that phone booth fight? Who has the better defense? Who's dictating the pace of the fight? Who's landing the more effective shots? You know, that criteria still remains even with that type of fight. So regardless of whatever fight it is, whether it's a brawl or it's a chess match, the criteria stays the same. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got a preference on how you would like to see the fight, that's cool. But not everybody going to fight the way that you like, first of all. You know what I mean? And just because you don't like their style don't mean that that person should be losing. Because if they're still following the criteria, they have just as much of a right to win in comparison to the style that you like to watch, which is like the phone booth type of fighters. Whether you a phone booth fighter or you an outboxer, if you're leading and if you win more rounds and you lead and you dominate the majority of the criteria throughout the fight, you'll win. I mean, what? You're supposed to win. Can't wait for Thurman versus Fundora. Golden State Highway got Thurman beating Fundora. Wow. I got Fundora, but you know. I want to see Tito Mercado mix it up with somebody in the top 10 also. I would like to too. I want to see exactly what Mercado is made of. He talk a good game. Y'all seen him on the channel. He was talking crazy. Said he was going to put Matias in the hospital. And he said, I'm going to have to feed the nigga some of my doodles at the hospital. He don't think much of Hitchens. He feels like he'll fuck Hitchens up. And he really believes in himself. So I wanna see him fight some top competition too. I just seen that, he got ranked in a sanctioning body and all that good stuff. So he's definitely on the right track. It's just a matter of Eddie Hearn putting him in position to get these fights. That's what it ultimately comes down to. You know what I mean? And when we looking at these rankings, shout out the boxing scene for making the rankings so easy to, look at. At 140, let me see. Where is Tito? Tito is ranked. He's ranked number 11 in the IBF. So he's about to crack that top 10 in the IBF if he keeps winning. It's crazy. His uncle is ranked number 11 in the WBA. Wouldn't that be some shit if they offered him to fight his own uncle? That'd be some cold shit. Tito Mercado's only ranked in one sanctioning body. Never mind. He's ranked in the WBO. So Ernesto Mercado, yeah. So he's officially a contender, y'all. No more prospect shit for Tito. So 11 and 12. So his highest ranking is in the IBF. Damn. It's a good one. I would like to see him in the mix too. Thurman only lost his Pac-Man. Okay. Thurman gonna get beat the fuck up. But I'm gonna wrap this live up, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love, man. It's currently 1:13 in the morning, and I gotta get up for work tomorrow. My son's sleeping in the other room, so you already know I gotta get up a little bit earlier to attend to him. But it is what it is. That comes with being a father and being a hustler. You know what I mean? A content creator, gym owner, all that good stuff, man. So I'm going to go catch up on some Z's, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. Y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out. That'll be very much appreciated. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 4K by the end of the year. If we're able to accomplish that, that'll be very much appreciated, man. Until then, y'all have a blessed, beautiful one. I'll be back at y'all with another live 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to continue cooking up on what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.